R&B Money. We up. Thanks. Valentine. We are the authorities on all things R&B.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tank.
I'm Valentine.
And this is the R&B Money Podcast.
Come on.
It's the authority on all things R&B. Sometimes, you know, your writing is so motherfucking good.
Talk about it.
I don't know what genre you're in.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter where I write.
When you get that phone call, you go write them hits.
Can I pull up on you in Nashville and give you this hit?
Yeah.
Can I pull up on you in Los Angeles and give you this hit?
Korea.
Can I pull up on you in Korea?
You know how the OGs used to say when they came back?
Nigga just came back.
I did a tour in Korea.
Huh?
Pronounce the O.
Can you deliver on demand?
Yeah. Put the sauce.
That's what he do. He's sitting right here, a foot away. He's him, Dewain Whitmore Jr. Junior.
Because there's a senior.
There is a senior. Absolutely.
Is senior nicer than you?
Oh, hey, listen, senior's nice.
He's
real
nice.
nice. Senior can do some things Junior can't do. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me, man.
No,
it's
come on,
my
man.
honor, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
It's about
Blessing
time,
to be here with,
Long time coming.
with two of the greatest to ever do it. I appreciate it.
I want to start off with beef. I want to start there first because I think that's how we kick this off.
Okay.
You've written some very, very incredible records. Incredible, Jay.
Yes.
How long have we known, Dwayne? I don't
Long
know.
time.
I don't even know.
At least a dime.
It's at least a dime.
At least a dime.
Have you ever gotten a Dwayne pack? Have you ever gotten
hey.
nigga, pull up.
Real
I got
records.
something
Real
for
records.
you.
Real records.
He's been
Hey.
so busy at the top of the charts with the I'm not A-list. Fine. What am I? B minus?
Hey,
C
cut it
plus?
out.
That's fine.
Cut
That's
it
fine.
out.
I'm just
Listen, I just got to say, I was honored to be on the TGT, the first TGT album, Between the Lines. Between the Lines.
You said the first. There's only one TGT album.
Oh, well, then listen.
The
one and only.
They never got the two.
we tried, Jay.
Yeah,
You say the first.
No, they did. They did.
We got hella demos, man.
Okay.
they didn't try,
well, that's
bro.
even more of an honor. The one and only TGT album. Absolutely. Between the Lines. What an honor it was.
Think about them niggas.
See?
It's about me.
That's why we didn't get to album 2. This is
David Ruffin.
Come on.
And neither the Temptations.
These. You see my chest? These.
Hey, somebody said that in the comments the other day. I was looking at the comments. Nigga
God.
said, he ain't that good. He just sang with his chest out. It was on somebody else's thing, too, that I got tagged on. I said, oh, they going at it.
That's crazy.
Hey, listen, when I say them women attacked him, that nigga that said that,
Just sing with his chest out.
And
It's
that's
crazy.
fine.
I'll take
he
that.
ain't that good.
Whatever you here to see.
Hey, listen.
Huh? I got it off. Listen, I don't have the talented moment where I'm like, please respect my art. No. If you want to tip me, tip me. I'm with it.
All tips welcome.
All of it. Oh, man. Shit, I don't care why you there. Just get the ticket.
Hey.
I'll take care of the rest.
That's crazy. Oh my
Come on,
God.
man.
Listen. You already know, man. That's a phone call away. Anything you need.
I am issuing.
That's what I'm here
I'm
for.
sending out an Amber Alert, nigga, right now.
Certain people, it's not even an ask.
It's actually certain person.
Certain person.
Because
Okay.
only Chris gets your records. Everybody else has to wait. Look, he thought I was about to say some other shit. Like, nigga, listen.
Only.
He'll go right for the world and Chris.
Bro. Oh my God.
But you know what? It's like that within itself is a blessing, a very high level blessing that your frequency connects in a way to what he does. Like you guys' connection musically is just makes fucking sense, bro.
He was the first artist to give me a shot. First one. He didn't care about what did he do? What has he written? What's his discography look
Never
like?
had.
It was
jams.
It was never none of that. And I can say that that's not even just with me. I've heard that with other people.
With everybody.
That's how he. That's just
No,
how he is.
if you got records,
Facts.
Chris Brown will
Which
give
means
you
it's
an
about
op-
the music.
He'll give you an opportunity.
It's
know what I'm
100% about the music.
It's about the music.
Because he's a rare artist that believes that I got the sauce.
Yeah, facts.
I just need the saucy people.
The saucy
Right,
people.
right.
I don't need the name.
Facts.
I need where's the sauce at?
Big facts. Big
It's-
facts. Absolutely.
It's a nigga sitting at First Baptist Pentecostal that's got bottles of the sauce.
Bottles of it on tap.
Bottles of it. No,
On
nobody
tap.
know nothing about nothing where he
Absolutely
been.
right. Absolutely right. And you don't find a lot of people that do that where it's just about the music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They checking to see, well, who's he working with?
Especially
Who
at the
she work
highest
with?
level.
Especially at the highest level. Absolutely.
But since we talking about sauce, let's take it back.
You say sauce. That's a great
You know what I
segue
mean?
back to.
Let's take it back because
I
know
like
off
that.
camera we was arguing about it. We was arguing about it. You know,
It was a light debate.
It's a light
Yeah,
debate.
I like debate, man.
Okay.
But you from a place that got plenty of sauce, man. It's
One of
called
the-
Kansas City,
Yes,
Missouri.
indeed. Missouri. I like how you do the Missouri.
Yeah, and then listen, because I know it's two sides of Kansas, and I rock with both sides.
I know you do.
I rock, but I know that you from the Missouri side.
I'm definitely
you know
from
what
the
I mean?
Missouri side,
And,
but there are some good Kansas side people. You know what I'm saying? Really good. Really, I'm cool with a lot of them. I'm saying it like it's
nah,
just
y'all
all
like
of
the,
them.
but for me, y'all
Very
like the
good
y'all like the
people
Bay Area.
on both sides. of
Yeah,
very
don't do that.
Good-
Don't do that. Don't do that.
good people on
Don't
both
do that
sides.
to it, dog.
You be surprised the amount of people that don't know the difference. I be, yo, so you from Kansas, right? No, I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. All right, so like we're Dorothy, sir.
Sir.
We didn't pay attention in any of the classes.
Sir.
Guaranteed.
Niggas ain't do geography
None
well.
of the geography.
But
at all.
it's ultimately like if San Francisco and Oakland
Okay.
were two different states.
right. Facts.
Very much
Which
so.
that's tough, bro.
Facts.
very much
facts.
Because it's
facts.
literally just a bridge
That's
that
true.
separates.
That's true.
Right? If you go to the Bay, it's a bridge that
But
separates.
when you get to talking about
Nigga, a whole other state though, bro.
But when you get to talk about Dorothy and all that, listen, that's hours away from where I grew up.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what
I
are you
get
talking
it.
about?
I get it.
But everybody doesn't know that. I understand. But I'm not from where Dorothy is from. I'm from the home of the barbecue. You know what I mean?
Let's settle that. Because you say y'all call it the home of the barbecue.
Home.
Like y'all the home of the
Yeah,
barbecue. Like ain't
absolutely.
nowhere else making fire barbecue.
Fire.
You said Gates, right? Is that what you're saying?
Fire subjective. Gates is definitely. There's another one I'm gonna put you on to. Jack Stack. If you haven't had Jack Stack, get that in your life. Jack Stack's
The
amazing.
home of the barbecue.
Absolutely.
Home of it.
Absolutely.
Ain't no other state in America.
It's just another, you know.
I'm saying ain't
there-
no other state in
Oh yeah, there are some representatives, for sure.
Because St. Louis is still Missouri. That's just all. It's under the act.
They got barbecue.
Wow.
They might. I don't.
They don't have no barbecue.
I know they got soul
'Cause
food.
You can get
What's-
a certain rib that's a.
sweetie pies. You go to sweetie.
Damn. Okay, you out here taking shots.
Here's what I'm saying.
Memphis don't got. What,
No, Memphis. Yeah,
Yeah, Memphis,
Memphis
got
just y'all in Memphis. is what you
Memphis
saying.
got barbecue.
Because
I
I'm
think
about to
it's-
get you attacked in the comments.
I think
It's just
about to
y'all
go
in
crazy.
Memphis? Okay.
It's us in Memphis. Texas might.
Texas
You
for
know what I'm saying?
sure got
No,
some
facts,
barbecue.
facts. Texas got barbecue. If we talking about the best, though, are we talking about the best, or are we talking about good barbecue?
I think if we're talking about good barbecue,
Okay, yeah, no, for
I don't
sure.
I
Texas.
don't think a chain can compete with that
Okay,
with
the
that
one and only.
elder gentleman
I understand.
standing in front of that oil barrel.
That's every hood.
Listen,
That's every hood around
listen. My,
America.
my great grandfather used to be dipping his snuff and making the barbecue and talking and spitting at the same time.
man.
So he put the love
He
into
put
it, though.
the
You know what I'm
love
saying?
on it.
100%.
Or hate. He might hate it, y'all. Grandma, it's good. Yeah, I bet it is.
Hey, Big Daddy's like this nigga.
Sick of you, little
Yeah,
nigga.
too much motherfucking noise.
Hey, because now as a grown man,
Absolutely.
I understand.
That's
Sick of you. little
Sick of these
motherfuckers.
crazy.
All right, man.
Hey, but you all right. When there's love in it, though, like in
Nah,
what
it's
you
different.
doing, you know what I'm saying?
It's different.
Because a lot of people take pride in it, especially from your Memphises and your Texas and KC. Like, they take pride.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think when life is like connected to something too, when it's that guy and his family,
Yeah.
and and every, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
They out there and the kids is out there with them, and nigga, we need this.
Facts.
So
Facts.
I don't have no choice.
Facts.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But to make sure this is rocking off the chin every time you pull up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
all right,
That's real.
Okay. So speaking of cooking, okay.
What's the music?
When did you start cooking, my brother? I want to get into the essence of.
Speaking of, the segues are amazing. I gotta say,
when you start getting your cooking on, when people was like, "Hey, get that young man an apron and a wok, 'cause he is acting up in here."
Wok is crazy.
Tell me when. Give me a win.
5 years old,
Love that.
young age in KC. Like most people from the church. Christ Temple Pentecostal Baptist is crazy. Christ Temple Pentecostal Church.
Wait, is that like, because you messed up? Was that almost like,
Well, they changed the name
you almost
now.
crossed the color lines in the gang?
that's crazy.
I be asking, because church,
No.
church is wild too.
They
just-
did change the name now.
It's just praise practices.
It's praise practices. Boom.
So, how you celebrate?
Okay, all right. Okay.
How you celebrate?
Layman terms.
Man, layman
My fault.
terms.
Yeah, how you celebrate? Yeah.
Christ Temple Pentecostal Church, and we're part of the PAW denomination. And yeah,
Is that
that's
praise and worship?
Oh, listen, it's great.
That's what PAW is?
There's praise. Dang, that's crazy. PAW.
I'm just asking.
You know what?
'Cause I don't know.
I need to check the history on the name of PAW. It might be.
Look at me learning you something.
That's crazy.
I thought it was praise.
He's confused too. I got you church niggas confused.
Oh, no. Pentecostal Assemblies of the
Pimping and wiggling. No? Okay.
That's crazy. Hey, praise and worship is amazing, though. Dang. Come on, Jay.
That's the church I'm going to start. You know what? I don't want no smoke. I'm
Pimping and
sorry,
wiggling
guys.
is crazy.
I'm sorry, guys.
Listen,
I'm
it might be
sorry.
some of that going on in some of them for sure. But yeah, Pentecostal, man. Mom's director of the choir. And she used to make me get up there and sing, man. And I hated it. I used to have stage fright when I was little. Somehow I learned how to tap out and just, I don't know how, like anytime I would get up and sing, like I'd be able to tap out, but the nerves was one thing, and I'll just be like, oh my God. And so that's why I take my hat off to, I'm gonna leave it on right now, but I take my hat off to artists that like, it's nothing. Like you can get like, y'all just get up and just like, it's nothing. Like no nerves, unless y'all like me and just able to just, it's a light switch, you can just turn it off. But that was how it was, man. I would be able to turn it off. And then my dad, he played the organ. It's funny because he'll call me now. I'll be get ready to go in sessions. He'll be like, who you work with today? I work with such and such. They play the organ? Dad, not in every session. They're not playing organs in the sessions, but depending on what the vibe is for the day, you know what I'm saying? He looks for the organ. But he played the organ, and he used to try to get me to play the organ. I would sit up there. I got a twin brother, both of us. He tried to get us up, like had me sit right next to him on the organ, and I just would be like, dog, I'd rather be doing what everybody else is doing right now. And then I took Suzuki piano training.
What is that?
Bruh. One of the most intense piano trainings. Not necessarily just piano. I believe violin, like there's different forms of it, but it's a Japanese style of piano. And I absolutely hated it. I used to have to practice every single day. I grew up in the house where you couldn't watch TV through the week. So it was like, oh, you want to watch Martin? Tape it. You watch it Saturday. You know what I mean? It was
Y'all had no TV all week.
Bro, I didn't have a TV in my room.
That's that real Pentecostal business.
Oh, that's what that is?
And you want to know what though? Wait, what's crazy? I don't even know that it had anything to do with church for my dad. If it was my mom, it probably had something. If it was my dad, it was just probably like, no, nigga, you need to practice. And that's all. That's all it is. Do your homework. He was big on studies, big on practicing, and so it was an hour of that. And I'll have people come over, friends come over, cousins come over, no matter what the day is. You do your hour, Nah, not yet. All right, go do your hour. And I sit do the hour, and they playing my Nintendo. They doing this. You about done yet? You done with your lesson? Nah, not yet, man. So they having all the fun, bro. But I hated it. I absolutely hated it. But hindsight is 2020. I wish I would have stuck with it though. You know what I mean? If I knew I was gonna be doing music when I got older. But yeah, it was just super intense.
Was he? Do you feel like he was preparing you for this?
Not for this, no, because I don't even.
This is different.
I think it had more to do with discipline.
Yeah. Well,
He's big on discipline. You know what I mean? He was big on that. And you know, if you're gonna do something, do it all the way. Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? He was like, I tell you what, because he knew he hated it. He's like, when you turn 15, if you still don't like it, you can stop. It might have been 12. What are we talking about? The day I turned 15, I was like, yeah, so
I'm done.
I'm done. I'm cooked.
So is your brother Suzuki'd out too?
Never. Oh, at the time?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta
Both
do it
of
too.
bro, both of us. I do an hour, then he do an hour. Yeah, you done? All right, your turn. But see, then he grew up because his mom played. So he grew up under the same principles. His mom it wasn't no Suzuki or nothing like that. His mom played in the church.
Yeah.
And she was blind.
oh wow. Okay.
And an amazing piano player. But he grew up under the same principles and practices. And so yeah, he just, you know, paid it forward. You know what I mean? To us. But my brother and I both, and I absolutely hated it. But again, today I wish I would have stuck with it. You don't really find sessions where you like, unless you're a session musician, you know what I mean? If you're a producer, you're not reading music like that, you know what I mean? You play by ear. Now I wish I would have like learned how to play by ear. That, you know, that I think goes a long way in what we do, you know, whether it's piano, guitar, whatever it is. Wait, did you try, or were you self-taught, or did you train?
I'm self-taught. I tried
See
lessons.
what I'm saying?
But
That's crazy. But
once they put me on that middle C,
but
I was like, I'm cool.
you had the
I had the ear early, so I started,
what made you want to do it though? You know what I'm saying? Like what made you say, boom, I'm about to learn this piano?
Sounds. I heard something that
As a kid?
I couldn't shake.
Dang, that's
Like
crazy.
I heard the chords and notes together. And I was like, and it would do something to my soul.
Wow.
As a kid, as a 5-year-old kid, I'm like, what is that?
I gotta learn.
And I gotta learn it so that I can feel that feeling all the time.
That's amazing.
And that was my chase.
Wow.
So music was like porno for you.
Yeah.
You hot today? You cooking today?
You cooking today? On the walk?
You acting up today?
I was just asking.
Hey, that's
I
crazy.
just watch how this niggas explain it. I'm like,
This nigga's getting hot. This nigga's getting warm over here.
chasing the
Bro,
feeling.
Hey, chasing the feeling.
It was like a
Yeah.
feeling on. You know, I always tell people when I heard of Charlie Brown's Christmas,
Dang.
I will never forget it to this day. I will watch a Charlie Brown's Christmas today. When they play Charlie Brown Christmas
Takes
music
you
on the
right back.
radio,
You get
turn it
stuck.
That's
up.
crazy.
I need it.
Wow.
Just different.
Wow.
And I chased it until it sounded like what I heard. I just
Wow.
chased it, added as many fingers I could, add, and I just sit on my grandmother's piano and just
Yeah, I wish I had that.
all day, all night.
I wish I had that. I wonder if I didn't have it because I was forced to do it. You know what I'm saying?
When it's forced, it's tougher.
You know what I mean?
Because I come from.
But do you feel like-
Because I come from the force.
Right.
Yeah.
But do
You know
you
what I
feel
mean?
like it was the same? You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, I don't want to do it.
No, it's so funny. I think that's why he and I have such good chemistry, because we come from two different sides
Wow.
of music.
Yep.
Of coming into music.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It's
like
amazing.
ultimately, my dad, even though he was a street guy, he was so engulfed in loving music that he was like, my kids have to do music.
Wow.
This is the way out. This is all of these things. So even, you know, we go back and forth and we laugh a lot about, I'm like, bro, you're a music nerd, right? And it's funny because I've almost ran away from being a music nerd.
Okay.
Cause he'd be like,
Okay.
well, nigga, you know this shit, and you gifted and you know that. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing, nigga. Just one day I can sing.
I'm not with you niggas.
I'm not with you niggas. No. But it's because
Hey.
of, like you saying, being forced to practice and to do this instead of discovering it. Like his is pure discovery.
Yeah.
You know, his is pure discovery. So it's
Man.
only the joy of it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the whole block outside.
Yeah.
Me and my
That's how
family
it was.
can't go outside.
That's
And all we doing is doing the steps
Outside was
over
a
and over.
motherfucker.
Outside,
Outside
nigga.
was great.
Nigga, outside was
Can't believe
everything.
my kids don't be wanting to go outside.
Outside?
Like nigga, outside.
Couldn't
Nigga,
wait. Couldn't wait.
I would
Couldn't wait.
try to go outside.
Absolutely. I couldn't wait, man. But
Bro,
that
my,
was
my bikes never caught flat. Cause my tires were being used.
they said, "Oh, we can borrow Jay's bike. He ain't using
You know how
it."
many bikes in my house got flats right now, bro? Cause the kids won't get on them and go right around the neighborhood. Like, come on, bro.
I'm about to spit and eat my kids' barbecue.
I'm telling
So
you.
at 15,
I
you like,
stopped.
I'm cool off this.
I was done with it. I was done with piano.
But were you done with anything pertaining to music at this point?
Were you
No.
even writing at that time? Were you doing?
So I was in a group.
Come on, group.
But come on, group.
What's the name of the group? You know.
Oh, shoot.
Come on.
Come on, bro. You have to. You can't just say I was
Come
in a
on.
group. This is part of the R&B Money Podcast.
All right. It was a church group. It was a gospel group. A to J. A, the number 2, J. Addicted to Jesus. It's crazy. Addicted to Jesus. Listen, that was the name of the group. It's crazy. See, and then when they introduce you, we got A to J coming up. It sounded a lot cooler. Man, we got Addicted to Jesus coming next.
I am from the church.
And I ain't
and
never.
and that right there.
Y'all would have booed them niggas.
Did they say addicted? What they Jesus doing?
What they? Hey, I tell you what,
What they
though.
Jesus serving?
Hey, I tell you
y'all
what.
was nice though.
Listen.
I know y'all was nice.
Oh my God.
How many guys in the group?
5. Me,
Y'all the 5 guys.
me, my twin brother, my cousin Titus. My
Wait,
cousin
Titus
Caleb.
is your cousin?
Yes. Yes.
I did not know that.
All right, we'll get into this.
Okay, all
we'll
right.
get into this. Titus is how I got started writing songs.
Oh, this is great. Okay. All
Titus-
these years I've known you and known him, I didn't have
And-
no idea.
Titus is how I got into writing songs at 14. So we're in this group. We're in Addicted.
Oh, you forgot. You got to shout out the other guys. You got to shout out all your guys.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
Shout out all your guys.
It was me, my brother, my twin brother Jermaine, my cousin Titus, my cousin Caleb, and my cousin Deontay. So 5 guys,
Okay, so all family too, though.
all family. It started. There was another guy in there, Justin. When we had started, then he was a little older than us, so then he went off to school.
I love that you and your brother got the twin names too.
Jermaine and Dewain, it's gonna rhyme. It's gonna rhyme for you. Same middle name too. It's crazy. same middle name. But that was what it was. So growing up, we're singing, and I think we might have been 11 when we started, 10, 11, somewhere around there. And so we're singing a lot of like, of course, like, we were singing Minna Standard.
Of course. Of course.
Yet Will I
As you
Trust in
should.
Him was our go-to.
Mm-hmm.
So we would sing some Minna Standard, Commission, of course. But around 14, I find out that that Titus, some of the other songs that we were singing, and I'm thinking at the time that these are just songs that are out, and I find out these are songs that he wrote.
Yeah.
I'm like, bruh, like what? Like, and then he showed me, we had either 13 or 14. He showed me like how to write songs. And that was how it started. And then we just, I stuck with him. Those next couple of years, like we would go through the middle school, high school, and writing songs for the group. And that was how we got into. I'm telling you, nice though, like nice. Real nice.
So where y'all performing? Y'all just going like from church to church?
Around the
or-
whole city, yeah. Like any like churches, festivals around the city, like they were calling us to come sing at all of those. But even before the group though, like as a kid, so my dad played, as I mentioned, and he we were like this little father-son duo, man. We ended up I'd be singing that stuff throughout the city, like different functions they be having, different fundraisers. It'd be him on the keys, me singing. And yeah, that was really where like
Y'all wasn't taking Jermaine with y'all?
Jermaine wasn't at none of the latest performances at all. No, he was wherever he was. He didn't have no part of that.
Jermaine, like, I'm cool.
Jermaine wanted to. I think as we got older, Jermaine got the bug for music.
Okay.
Yeah, it never stuck with him. You know what I mean? He was also like more in like the finance. He ended up going and getting his degree in like finance and economics and that kind of thing, whatever. But Jermaine sings it still to this day, singing at church every Sunday, praise and worship.
Oh,
like,
nice.
That's
Nice.
To this day.
Yeah.
to this day, right now.
Yeah.
Next Sunday he's up on the stage, guaranteed. And so, so it would be my dad and I going around singing at all these. I don't even know how he's booking these gigs, like all around the city. And we would go out there and show up and sing a couple numbers and do our thing. But I was, again, like, growing up, I never was like comfortable, like just like super comfortable, like singing in front of people like that. But for some reason, I was able to always flip it off and do what I needed to do. And that actually carried over into getting into the industry. I would be able to turn off whatever the nervous switch is, and not making the moment bigger than what I was there to do. You know what I mean? Like, somehow I was able to always do that. So it carried over all the way through. But I've never just been like, like, I love, like,
Let me jump out in front.
you know what I'm saying? Which I feel like, to be an artist and to be a successful artist, I think you have to enjoy what you do, because there's so much other stuff that comes along with being an artist.
Yeah.
That at the end of the day, you have to love what you do. It's got to come back down to the love. I love what I hate this, that, and that, but I love getting up and singing and performing and doing what I do. I think it all comes back.
That's why I only sing sometimes.
Bro. But
because for me, I don't get the same I don't get the same joy out of it that Tank does.
yeah, I understand.
Right? And
I understand.
I see it up close with him, because
I understand.
we've taken this ride together to where we'll be dealing with all the foolishness, the business, all this stuff, and I can see him and I'm like, all right, it's weighing on him a little bit. And then as soon as he's walking toward the stage, he don't care about nothing that we've dealt with.
The switch is flipped.
And I'm still like, I want to kill these niggas, dog. And you want me to come out and sing slow?
And you want me to come out and sing? Hey, that's crazy.
I'm trying to tie a nigga up and throw him.
Wait, let me ask you this, though. Do you feel like that's something you're born with, though?
What's that?
That, what he was just saying about you. The ability, like I don't know if it's the love for it or whatever. I think you're born with it. I do too. I don't think it's something you can teach. I don't think it's something you can learn. I think it's something that's innately just in you. I think you're born with it.
I think it just depends on how that space is defined for you. Like for me, that space is untouchable.
Right.
For anything or anybody. That is my space.
Was it always that way?
No.
Did you always look at it that way?
No.
Okay.
I was always happy in it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to define it or what it
Yep.
was, or even how to protect it for that matter.
I get it.
And so for me, once I learned that, man, when I'm up here, nothing else matters. And I learned it from a crazy place, from being on stage, being extremely happy, being extremely fulfilled, and being extremely broke. Broke, divorced, all of that. And none of that mattering in that moment.
Okay, boom.
And this is when you're singing background? Or are you singing?
This is when I'm doing little random shows,
open mics, different things.
keep the lights on. I mean, I'm Tank.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm Tank.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got maybe I deserve out. I got one man out.
Yeah.
I'm doing a timeline.
And I'm trying to figure out where the happy is that where I can always get there.
Dang.
And I realized that in music, on stage, in that studio, nothing else fucking matters.
Wow.
Like, okay.
Wow.
Okay. Because I had allowed the stresses of life to weigh me down so crazy to where it affected everything. And then one day consciously I said, I'll never do that again.
Dang.
I'll never let anything disrupt the gift and disrupt the space that the gift lives in. And so it wasn't always like that.
Wow.
I had to adopt that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And that was through the fire, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
So now it's like, we got to go through all this shit just to get on the fucking stage.
It's crazy.
But when that motherfucking music come on, when we get them push-ups in,
Come on.
and we pump that chest, because you know they want to see it. Hey, put them in-ears in and we taking that walk.
That's crazy.
It's a different thing.
It's a whole different thing. Different beats. No, I listen.
But that's not something you wanted.
No. Nah, I didn't. And I didn't notice like writing songs professionally like was even a thing. You know what I mean? Like we were doing that just out of sheer I loved like this is dope. Like love.
So you
love what I'm
were,
doing.
because being from a place like Kansas City, where it's so rich in music, you guys had so many talented people come out of Kansas City.
Yeah.
Come out of Kansas and Missouri, both sides.
Yeah.
Missouri and Kansas. And even someone like Olivia Harris, a Damon Thomas, right? Who were a generation before you.
Yeah.
Were you guys watching that?
I never knew anything about any of that.
No.
Wow.
Never did. And it might be just because I was so like in like
church.
the church lane. So it might be because of that. Now I say in the church lane, like, but I did like one of the things was like I grew up in the church, but it wasn't like I could also listen to secular music
On weekends.
Yeah, Saturday. Go ahead. So turn the.
That nigga Jay striking it. Nobody's safe.
Hey, on weekends.
None of us are safe.
Only got entertainment on
Hey,
weekends,
your
bro.
time, the timing was impeccable. I tell you that much. I can listen to the songs, but now.
Hey, now he's having to remember, like, damn.
The songs I couldn't watch the TV, but I can listen. I can listen to the songs, but it wasn't. Of course, nothing like with no cussing or nothing like that. But R&B for sure.
Okay.
For sure. My mom.
I only knew the radio versions to NWA. And I would rap them at school, and they would laugh at me.
The radio version.
A young brother with an attitude.
What version? A young brother with an attitude. It's crazy.
I can't wait to have Ice Cube here.
Hey, that's crazy.
I need you to rap along with him.
Oh my
Ice Cube,
God.
will you please come on the podcast and rap with Tank? Like, I'll rap with Warren G. Please.
Hey,
Oh my
hey,
God.
that's crazy. The radio version is crazy. But I could. My mom, she was the gospel listener, but my dad. That's really where I got like. It was such a diverse listening palette. So it was all the R&B, but then my dad also would listen to the Michael McDonald and Bobby Caldwell and like Steely Dan and to be a whole, which I mean that's a whole nother thing, but because they learned from
They're
from
soul.
us,
Yeah, they're
from the
soul.
R&B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, yeah.
But that was where I learned all that, and I never associated a skin type with any of that music, and so for me, I always thought, growing up, I thought Michael McDonald was black.
Bobby Caldwell.
I thought Bobby Caldwell was black.
Yeah.
Listening to those voices, and then as you get older, it's like,
They lied to me.
Wait, what?
Right.
But I just started reading Michael McDonald's biography, and he talks about like his whole influence. It was R&B.
Star Brothers for sure.
Bruh. Like his whole, and he's not ashamed about it. Like he's like, oh yeah, like I was listening to this, that. And so for my dad, that was where like everything, it'd be like crisscross, like that was where I got on the crisscross, like everything. He listened to it all. And so so a lot of that early on was just kind of like poured into me, essentially creatively as well. And I didn't probably recognize it then. But yeah, singing, literally that was something from 5. I would perform with him through the city till I was probably 13, 14, 15, somewhere around there when I quit Suzuki piano.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was where it all started.
Are you getting some of the money y'all making or no?
You know what? No.
I don't think so.
Now I need to have a talk with Dewain Sr. on.
Yeah, I think.
Hey, let me holler at you, Pop. Like, that's great. That's
Hey,
great.
listen, you had a place to live. You had barbecue.
Hey!
Nigga.
Yo,
You had an organ.
You had a
these
organ.
lights,
Nigga,
these lights are on, right?
Lights is on. Yeah. Come on, nigga, it ain't sweet.
Cause he like, yeah, I don't know how he was getting booked. I know how
I know you was getting. I didn't want to say it.
I can tell you how y'all was getting.
I can tell you how you was getting booked. We'll talk about that. Hey, that's crazy. Hey, that's funny.
So yeah, we want me and Lil Dewain, we gonna come down there and we gonna do a couple numbers at your spot.
Yeah.
That was what it
No,
was.
I handle all the business.
Hey,
I know everybody else got these grown up groups. I got Lil Dewain with me
These
though.
grown-up
yeah.
groups is
Yeah. You gonna love him. You gonna love him.
You gonna love him.
Juice. That's all he need. Juice.
all he need.
Yeah.
Apple juice.
Apple juice. You gonna cut up.
He gonna cut
Yeah,
up.
make the envelope too.
Hey,
Making an envelope.
Whitmore
man, Whitmore.
Senior. Yeah.
His name Dewain Whitmore. Just write Dewain Whitmore. That's
Yeah. Nations Bank. Routing.
Hey,
Now I get why
Yeah.
Jermaine wasn't there.
Jermaine was peeping game.
Jermaine
was
like,
peeping game.
Jermaine like, that don't say my name. Lil Dewain like, that's us.
That's us. It's
I'm sorry,
crazy.
Pops.
That's us. It's crazy.
Hey,
sorry,
he
Bob.
out today. He out. That's
Hey.
us.
Pop see the podcast. Hey, call J Valentine for me. Let me holler.
He got an organ.
He got
He got an organ.
Hey, dog. Oh, my God. He got an organ. Yo, that's crazy.
Nigga talking like that. He ain't got no organ. I know
Oh,
he ain't
my
got
Talking like that, he ain't got no organ.
Talking like that, he ain't got no organ.
All right, we gonna reel it
Bruh.
in. We gonna reel it in.
Hey, dog. That's crazy.
You starting this shit talking some that's real. Stop, nigga.
All right. I'm gonna stop.
Oh, God.
I just wanted my guy to recognize
Hey,
that
he said,
he had been done like me.
he said, when you was talking earlier, I could have told you where the money was going. I could have told you who's booking this. Bro, that's crazy.
At some point, all our paths crossed.
Yeah,
man.
man.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yo,
That was literally, that was it, bro. That was where it all started. And then we kind of kept that going until everybody went off to college
Yeah.
and did their thing. But I was still like writing. And again, like I didn't know anything about like writing for people and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like we was just writing for us, still writing just
For A2J.
For A to J.
A to J.
Still writing for A to J. You know what I'm saying? So that was what it was for sure.
And when does the light bulb go off? Is there somebody who from a actual music business standpoint that takes a notice, or you end up in a room somewhere and some people hear some things and like, hey, you know that.
No, that was a ways down the line, honestly. So Titus and Brian moved out here around. They moved out here not too long after high school, like right after high school. They moved out, and I went off to college. I think Titus went to college for like a year, but he came out here, and he had an older brother that was already out here, who was in a gospel group at the time too. And so Titus had moved out here first. I was in college. I actually was playing football, and so
What position?
I was a safety, and so I played. Actually, my focus was on football. When I graduated, my focus was on football. We would do music like when I would come home for like breaks or something like that.
Yeah.
But I was 100% focused on football. I went to JUCO, junior college, played there, and then I transferred to UAPB for a couple years and finished out my time there, but played ball there. And then from there, I was drafted. So the NFL had a European league at the time. So I was drafted to NFL Europe, to the Berlin Thunder. So I was over there for a second.
Oh, you really play football?
I did for
You had locked in. You had really locked in.
I was locked in on football. But you know what's crazy? This lady, somebody told me one time, and this is when I was like heavy in football. For me, it was actually my dreams were NFL.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's what I'm doing. Boom. I'm having tryouts, Chiefs and Raiders and Colts, different people, before I got sent to NFL Europe. And then this lady, I come home, somebody told me one time, she said, actually, I think it was my godmother that told me this. I'm not sure. But she was like, she came up to me, she approached me, she was real nervous. And she was like, yeah, she was like, the Lord put it on in my spirit to tell you that, and I just been kind of going back and forth with it, whether I should tell you or not. And she said, but he told me to tell you that music is what you're supposed to be doing and not football. And I was like, oh, okay. Thank you. Like, thanks for that word. God bless.
Appreciate you. You don't get out my face.
Is that how you cuss people out at church?
Hey, God bless you.
God bless you. God bless you. Appreciate you. It's crazy. That was definitely what it was.
Because you fully focused.
I wouldn't hear none of that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hear any of that. I was headed to NFL Europe. And so I was doing try. I never made a team, though. I never made an actual team. So I didn't make the Chiefs.
What was your 40?
4-4-1.
Oh, you was moving.
4-4-1. So when I got drafted to NFL Europe, I got moved from safety to running back. Because I was like 235 too.
Oh, you was a bowling ball.
I was a big safety, and so they like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move you over here to running back. So I got moved to running back. But so what's where I felt the pull, because again, this whole time I'm still writing, and so we still doing music, and I'm writing songs. This was like 2008, I think, somewhere around there. And so this was when I started. It's either 2008. Yeah, it had to be like 08. Titus was out here, and then I started like realizing and learning about like writing for other people, that you could write for other people.
Yeah.
This is why I'm in training camp and while I'm like trying out still. So when I'm supposed to be studying my playbook, man, I'm writing songs. And so I'll never forget, I was in training camp in Tampa, and my roommate during training camp, he's studying his playbook. He hear me writing songs, I'm singing. He's like, man, what's that? Like, oh, just some songs I'm writing. He's like, you writing songs? It's like, yeah. He's like, man, sing some more. That sounds crazy. Like, let me hear some more. So I'm doing that the whole time. And then I would go back to like study my playbook. But I could feel the music pulling me harder. Around this time, I started feeling the music pulling me harder than football was, which was crazy.
Yeah.
Because it had always been football.
Always, yeah. Yeah.
That was it. That was my only focus. But I started really feeling it pulling me. And I remember, because some guys, man, like when you've done, whether it's football, basketball, anything, if you've done something your whole life, from a kid or from middle school, and then all of a sudden one day it's cut off and you can no longer, so it's like some of the people play in the NBA or NFL, it's like, all right, you done. Like you all of a sudden can't get picked up by a team. So now what do you do with the rest of your life?
Yeah.
You've done this one thing for so long. Now it's like, what else are you gonna do? So I know people that like struggled with it.
Yep.
And had to like actually get help to deal with the mental mental aspect of that. Like, okay, how do I just all of a sudden forget about what I've been doing and find something else to do with my life? Thankfully, thank God, like I did not go through that, because again, like I felt the music starting to pull me, a little tug on me a little bit harder, than the football. And so when I got cut the last time, when I got cut from the team, I remember saying to myself, I'm done with football. Like I don't want to do any more tryouts, no nothing. Like, and then they tried to I got a call to the Frankfurt Galaxy of the NFL European League. They wanted me to come out like mid-season, and I was like,
And how old are you at this point?
oh, dang. 22, man. 20,
You're a baby.
yeah, 22, I think, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I knew, because again, at this point, Titus was sending me tracks, like, because we weren't in the same city. He would just send me the tracks, and I'd write to the tracks. And I'm trying to think if Brian was sending me tracks at this time. I might have been getting tracks from Brian around this time. But I remember being like, yeah, I'm done. Like, let me figure out how to do this music thing. Like, let me just figure this out. So I ended up moving back to KC. I moved back to KC for a hot minute, and I was, because I was still unsure, about the whole music thing. Like, as far as like how to,
The music
you know what I
business.
mean?
Yeah.
So what I was going to do, because my dad was a dentist as well. Dewain Sr. was a dentist. That's crazy. He said, wait, nigga, what? He was a dentist.
Your story's great. I love it. I love it.
He was a dentist. And so I came back home, and then I went to finish college. So I was like, maybe I'll go be a dentist. So I started taking courses. Bro, I'll never forget, this is what actually made me be like, you know what? No, it's not the dentist thing for me. Man, I took finite mathematics and calculus.
Oh, I'm cool.
And I, bruh, finite mathematics and calculus. And I passed with a C, and you could not have told me it wasn't an A. I was like, nigga, that as hard as this class. I got a C, and I was like, yeah, I probably don't need to do the rest of this, these prerequisites. We're going to go ahead.
I'm not that good at this.
The people don't want the C, Dennis. They probably want the A, Dennis.
They
You know
don't want the C.
They don't want.
They don't want the C.
They don't want the
dentist.
C, Dennis. They gonna want that A, Dennis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So after that,
You was
bro,
getting all the signs. You were getting all the signs. At least you didn't fail, though. You didn't fail.
didn't fail, but bro, that C felt like an A. As hard as I studied for it, I was like, yeah, that took a lot. We gonna go ahead and stop the bus right here. You can let me out right here.
Yeah.
So is Titus playing the records for people? Do you even know if that's happening?
That a little bit after that.
Okay.
A little bit after that. Around, that had to be like maybe 09, 2010. 09, I think it was when it was, because that's when I was like, all right, I'm not doing dental school. Let me like really figure out this music. So yeah, Titus and Brian, because I was writing to Brian's tracks at this time too. Because Titus and Brian were in a band together. You remember they had a band together.
They used to do all the live stuff together out here.
And they started that in KC, so they would like play at all the spots around KC, and then I would come out and like sing at some of the joints around the city or whatever. But they were like, it's like, oh, yeah, my dog's like, they out there doing their thing, doing their music thing. But I didn't, as far as I knew, I thought they were out here like gigging, like just playing for people.
Oh, you didn't know that they
I thought it was like
placing records.
I thought it was like playing for people. I didn't know what placing records was. I quickly learned because Brian it like landed something I think like on Sierra and then I think it was Disturbia and Forever for Chris Brown, and then like it was like off. And so yeah, we were doing songs. I was sending them joints back and forth, and then I visited out here for the first time. Was that the first? Yeah, it was the first time. My other cousin and I, we visited out here, and then we were just like doing records, doing songs in the studio out here. It's my first time ever in like an actual like studio. Which was dope. I still remember it was off of was it either Lancashire or Violent. It was like a little, almost like a hole in the wall type joint too though. Like right by that, you remember that like used to be like a KFC and a Blockbuster. It's like right exactly at what it's like a weird little cross.
That's where Lancashire and Violent intersect.
It was right over the studio. Was right over there, and I remember walking in that studio because it was more like a little like apartment turn studio, and I remember like, oh, so this is a studio. This don't look like the. This don't look like the studio. It don't look like the pictures.
It don't look like the pamphlet.
I'd like the pamphlet.
Y'all might have gave me the wrong pamphlet. You sure we at the right place?
Y'all might have gave me the wrong pamphlet. But we locked in. And then I went back to KC for a second, and then we ended up doing a deal with Brian. And that's what made the like move official. Actually, what's crazy is I moved out here without knowing that I actually was moving out here full time like that. It's like I came out and never went back.
It's kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
Really?
No, yeah. You know, yeah.
I still remember my pops telling me this was like later. My pops telling me, "Nigga, I didn't even know you had moved. Like I thought you just. But I didn't even know you had moved." I was like, "Yeah, me either."
Yeah, I didn't tell nobody I was moving.
Really?
I came to LA and I just didn't go back.
Wow. Damn.
I just didn't go back.
That's exactly
like,
how it
you know what? I'm gonna figure it out.
That's exactly how it
sleep
happened.
on this floor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay in the studio. It's just my mindset at that time, being a young guy that just was looking to fulfill my dream.
That's crazy.
It was never like, oh yeah. And then we got the moving truck.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have no furniture anyway. Ain't no moving truck. It was me and my clothes.
Dang.
So when you say you did a deal, so you signed
publishing deal.
You signed a publishing deal with Brian.
With Brian, Titus, Caleb, my cousin Caleb, the other, who was also in A to J. All three of us, we all ended up. We all signed a deal with Brian at the time, a publishing deal at the time, and that's what like made the whole move like official. But again, like I came out here just thinking we about to do songs, but then like it was like, oh.
Now he would talk you up so crazy.
Brian?
What?
Man.
Oh, you gotta hear Dewain.
Bro.
You gotta hear Dewain.
Bro.
You gotta hear Dewain. Like he just constantly.
I still remember the first track, the first song we did together. Like I hadn't even thought about moving out here. He was out here because this was, I think, after his Sierra, but I think it was before Forever and Disturbia and all that. The level of production, compared to like other people I would work with, like in KC or like
different.
It was just different, dog.
You were on the world stage,
bro.
Yeah.
It's he talks about that all the time as far as just having local ears.
Man,
and then
it's a thing for sure.
No, having local ears is a thing.
It's a thing.
It's absolutely a thing.
Yep.
It's a thing, man.
That you don't realize.
You don't even realize.
It's not even your fault.
And so but before I jumped ahead a little bit. Before Caleb and I moved out here, we were writing when we were writing these songs in KC, we were writing them in a bathroom that we turned into a studio.
I know the vibes.
He had a townhouse, and we converted the bathroom. We had like the little styrofoam joints, padded up the bathroom, and that was
the shower, baby,
bro. And that was the booth.
Yep.
That was the booth. We slid the microphone in there, and then taught ourselves how to engineer, how to cut the vocals. like taught ourselves how to do
Hell
all
yeah.
that.
Space Bar in 3.
It was crazy.
Yeah, like you start figuring out your whatever
Bruh.
somebody sets up for you,
Yep.
and it's your way to push record.
I want to say we started in like Fruity Loops or something like that though, which was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then started. He was really like becoming the engineer. You know what I mean? For real. And then he would just like it got to a point where he would just like cut my vocals. And then I would like in the bathroom. That's where all that started. But it was where I remember when Brian's track started really like coming through like that, it would be like, why these joints sound like they on the radio?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Just different.
But that was a blessing in itself, though, for you
Big
guys
time.
to have
Big time.
someone who already had #1 records.
Big time.
Just sending joints back to KC.
Big time.
Like
Big time.
that is
Pulling y'all
not,
along.
yeah.
It doesn't
Big
happen
time.
like
I
that.
always really love that about y'all whole crew.
Mhm.
Even, and I say crew meaning that just the guys that come from Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because not all y'all work together, but
yeah.
there's a pipeline.
Man.
There's a pipeline to the music business
For real.
for the talented guys
Mm-hmm.
in Kansas City. The way, like I meet, obviously it starts with Livio and Damon, but then from meeting Livio and Damon, I meet Little Ronnie. From Little Ronnie, I meet Brian Kennedy. From Brian Kennedy, I meet you and Titus, and you know what I'm saying.
But
like,
you know what's crazy? I never, which again, like it might have been just because of the church thing. I never knew the history of who came out of KC. You know what I'm saying?
Or like the group talent and Marlon and
Bro, I never, which is, I found
And
all that
Keith
out.
and-
Yes. And so as far as I knew, like at that time, it was like, I just knew Brian
right.
was like out of KC. But yeah, like you said, Damon.
Oh, it's a whole
Oh, man.
line of really, really talented guys, especially in the R&B space.
I just, as of like, I spoke on a panel back in Kansas City, like about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and just met Jay White.
Yeah,
Who's
who's
also from there.
Kansas City.
Mad cool. And I'm just like,
So y'all didn't even know each other back
no,
home.
bro. No. Mm-mm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, not at all, man. But so we, yeah, it's crazy. Like, so we were doing that. We would send stuff back and forth. During the period though, before when Titus was still in KC, we were working out of this studio. We were working out of this guy had built a studio, and this was at the time like where you had to save everything on the Titus was having to save everything on the computer. It was a Triton, I think, and he would have to save everything on there, all the track on there or something like that. And I remember like this guy, we were using the studio, and I remember Titus would come in and be like, man, why are my tracks being erased? How come we just did this last night, now it's not on here? And like, I think Buddy was like erasing his, like the tracks because I think they're like, he wanted to do music as well, from what I understand. Like the guy wanted to do music as well. But then Titus just was kind of like really making some leeway. And
So he was purposely erasing his tracks.
that's kind of what we kind of felt like might have been happening.
I thought you was gonna say, well, he just didn't really know, and he didn't know what he was doing.
I remember we talked about it, and Titus would be like, hey, man, this is happening way too much. Like, I don't understand what's going on. And then the icing on the cake, Prophet Todd Hall. You know Prophet Todd Hall? He came to Kansas City one time to our church, and he prophesied. He said, and he told the guy, he said, that studio that you built, that's not for you. That's for Titus. That's for him. He didn't know Titus' name, but he was like, that's for him. So then the guy's kind of like, then that might have put a little bit more
The
extra.
studio you built.
You thought it was for you, but that's for him. So the guy's like, well, I guess I need to give you a key, Titus. So, you know what I mean? And, but for some reason, Titus would like, he would show up the next day after we would work, we would write the stuff, and he'd show up and like, my track is gone again. Something going on. So yeah, it was crazy. Then right after that, Titus was like, you know what? I'm about to just go ahead and
And get up out of here.
take it right back to LA. So then he moved right back out here. And from that point, right after that, a little after that, we signed with Brian, signed a publishing deal, and never looked back. Never went back.
What's your first placement? Do you remember it?
Up to You, Chris Brown.
That's your first placement.
Yep.
You have no other songs on anyone else.
Up to You. It was Chris Brown.
Yep.
it was. You know what? I'm wrong. I'm lying. There's an Australian girl named Jessica Malboy, who was on, I think, Sony. I did 2 songs with her. For her with Harvey.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did 2 songs with her.
How do you get to Harvey?
Brian. I still remember the day I moved when I moved out here, but didn't know I was moving out here.
Mm-hmm.
Late one night, bro, it had to be like almost midnight. I remember Brian at the time, he had his condo off of in Toluca Lake.
Yep.
And I remember like, hey, roll with me. We about to go over here and we about to go over here and meet somebody. I'm like, cool. And a little bit before this was when I learned who the Underdogs were. But I didn't know the extensions of the Underdogs.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just knew the name, the Underdogs. And I learned that through Titus and Brian. The Underdog. And I feel like Brian had worked with y'all at one point or something like that. Or I feel like I remember him working with y'all or something like that. But that was when I met Harvey. And so when I met, I remember the night it was at the studio which was the only studio I knew, studio that I knew was the one off of Lancashire.
Yeah.
But we go over there like midnight and Harvey's in the gym, like working out. And then Brian takes me in there, introduces me. This is my boy Dewain. Hey buddy, how you doing? Harvey. And I think Harvey and I started working the next day. The next day we started, I think we started working, and then that was like maybe a couple months in, a couple of Jessica Malboy songs happened, and then maybe like 7 months in, I met Damon. But I didn't know. So when I got over there, I thought the Underdog. So there was 4 people at that studio. So I thought it was Harvey. There was Mike Daly.
Mm-hmm. Mansour.
Mansour was there.
Yeah,
so maybe 5 people. Mansour, Andrew Hay, and Dave Boyd.
And Dave.
Engineer.
Yeah.
Talk about engineering at a whole nother level, dog.
At the light of speed.
I had never seen
the speed of light.
Speed of light, dog.
Speed of light, yes.
Yeah.
It was absolutely insane. But that was what I thought, that was the Underdogs to me at the time. It's like, oh shoot, this is the Underdogs.
No, the Underdogs was white.
No, so I knew of Damon.
Cause I'm naming hella white niggas. He like all this motherfucking black music out there. These white niggas did this shit.
I knew of Damon. I didn't know like the whole collective until
collective
like I ended up learning of the whole collective, and I'm like, nigga, that makes sense. Like, and then I go down a rabbit hole at that time and start learning everything all of y'all are doing, and I'm like, nigga.
No, the tree is
all
crazy.
of my favorite songs. Like, these are songs when I would be in Arkansas when I was playing football, like the Omarion stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to these joints, and it's when I'm like, y'all's R&B was different than other R&B. Like, you had a lot of R&B out here. Good R&B, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of
great R&B.
really great R&B out here. Bro, when I'm doing the rabbit hole and like diving down in like, I'm like, bruh, that's it. It's kind of a cheat code. Like, what in the world were y'all doing that was different than everybody else, bruh? Like, sonically.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking like, I don't know, man. Sonically, like, it just sounded different.
Yeah.
The drums were different. The pockets in the keys would be different. And as I'm going through it, I'm like, you find certain joints where, like on some of the pianos on some of the joints would not be like right on it, but it'd be slightly behind the joint a little bit. And I'm just like, this is different. But I'm learning more and more and more of it as I'm working over there with Harvey.
Yeah.
And so the Jessica Malboy happened, and then I remember the day Up to You happened. I had never met Damon before. So this is like 7 months into me being over there working. And And I remember I pull up one day, and the energy is different. I walk into Studio B, and then like the guys, all the other guys were in Studio B. So I walk in on something because everybody's like, "What's he doing here? I'm not What is this dude doing here? I'm not working with him. I refuse to." And I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, should I step out? I don't know what's going on. So I step out, and then I walk into Studio A, which was where Harvey was, and then that's where Damon was. And then I met Damon, and then that day we did "Up to You."
Yeah.
So that was the song we did, "Up to You." Eric Dawkins as well was there, and Steve Russell, man.
My God.
Steve freaking Russell.
Yes, sir.
Steve.
Man, I ended up at that point, like before we had written that, I had been writing with Steve a little bit, and it just his way of thinking was so like just. I don't know.
What's this? Is like 2011, 2010, 2011?
Yeah, exactly. Damn. Yeah, spot on. So I'd been working with Steve and Harvey. That was really like who I was writing with. It would be Steve and Harvey. And then Eric came up there that day when Damon was up there, and that was my first time working with Eric. And then we did "Up to You" for Chris. But Steve, dude, you know, it's also one of those things too where it goes back to, again, you remember I told you when I was little, I learned early how to just like turn off the switch of like super internalizing the moment at that time. Mm-hmm. But then like after the fact, I was thinking like, wait a minute, that's Spread My Wings. That's that's Troop. Yeah. And as a kid, like my big cousins would be listening to like Troop and stuff like that. So those were like core memories that you like. That's the beautiful thing about music too, is it can take you immediately back to a place. I don't care how old you were. You could be 3, 4, 5 years old. Music can take you right back there, and you'd be like, dang. But with Steve was like, I didn't know he was writing songs like for other people. Mm-hmm. And so I thought it was so dope to write with him, and his way of thinking. I thought was just so dope. But to answer your question, the first song was "Up to You," the first major like big song. I guess was.
Did you meet Chris when you did the song?
So Chris came in. He was still with Tina at the time. Mm-hmm. And so it was like their whole crew. And I remember I hadn't met him yet. So we had done "Up to You," and I did a couple other records, a record called "Fools with You" that I did that they came in to listen. And so I just like, you know, found my place just kind of like off to the side. Like, I know how to stay be out of the way. But, okay. At the same exact time as he's coming in to hear this, there's another record. So I ended up landing 2 records with him on that Fame album. There's another record called "Should Have Kissed You."
Should Have Kissed You, yeah.
That I did with Chris, or that I did with Brian in Nashville. So that was a country song initially. We just wrote that on piano. And so within days, I think Chris had heard that with Brian and came in and cut "Should Have Kissed You" with Brian. So then fast forward a couple days later, he comes over to the Underdogs, and I'm over there, and I'm just like chilling. And so then they play "Up to You." They played the demo for "Up to You." And
are you singing the demo to that, or was Eric singing the demo?
I think it was a mix.
Okay.
I think it was a mix. I think both of us. "Fools with You" I know was just me, but I think "Up to You" might have been a mix. But we had also, another thing that I'm jumping all over the place, but with the "Up to You," working with Harv and Steve, it was a different way of working, because I would just go in the booth and just sing the first things that would come to my head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I was like, oh shoot, this is dope. I like writing like this. This is dope. But up until then, like when I was still in Kansas City, when I was still writing songs, I would like have my stuff written. You know what I'm saying? But it was the first time I had written that way, so I thought that was dope. But with "Up to You," First thing that came out of my mouth was, "What the hell, babe? I ain't felt this way." And then we ended up just writing it to that, and that ended up being the joint. And so Chris comes in with the team, and then he's hearing the records. And I remember just kind of like chilling, because I'm just like, man, this is crazy. Chris Brown is in here, like, wow. But I know how to not do the most. I know how to like fall back. You know what I mean? So,
Studio etiquette.
bruh. Well, a lot of people don't have it though.
No.
That's why I said it.
Okay.
That's why I said it.
And so he's listening to the records, and then I don't know how. Now I think about it, I don't know how he knew it was me singing, but he leans over to Tina. I think it was Tina, either Tina or Brittany.
Or Brittany.
One of them, and he leans over to them, and he's like pointing over to me, and I'm like, and then somehow he knew it was me singing. Oh, not somehow, because he had cut.
Should have kissed you.
Mm-hmm. And so from like literally that day, that same time, bro, he before he was leaving the studio, I think he came in like the next day to cut it. He was just coming over to just listen. But before he was leaving, he's like, take my number, give me your number. I'm like, man, yeah, for sure. And ever since then, yeah, like that just.
Y'all been locked in.
When he went in to work on Fortune, I've also been the guy, like, I've never gotten the calls from the execs and the A&Rs. I've never been that guy. I put all of the value in the creatives. That's how I am now. That's how I've been. I learned that that's what it is, at least for me. I know for some people it's different. Yeah. Some people, the A&Rs are blowing up the phone, the execs. It was never that way for me. It's still never that. It's still not like that for me. I put all the value in the creatives and the artists. And that's where for me, the value has been in the relationships there. So with Fortune, I didn't even know they were working on a Fortune. I get a text late one night, like maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock. Chris Brown, yo, come up to Record Plant. I'm working on the album, or I'm closing the album. I think he said, I'm closing the album. Come up to Record Plant. And I'm like, oh, shoot. I tell my lady, I'm like, Chris Brown just hit me, like, come over to the joint. So I go up to Record Plant, and I walk in. He's like, yo. He's like, hey, I'm about to close the album, and I realized I ain't have nothing from you on here. So I was like, dang. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, shoot.
That's great.
And so we ended up doing 3 records. We did a record called Stuck on Stupid, Party Hard, and Free Run on that album. But all within, like, a week.
Yeah.
Because he was rapping the album.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was so dope that he just, and that was what it's always been with him. It's just like, pull up. Like I was like, man, like, respect. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mad respect. That was how he always was. He didn't care about that. And so yeah, we were able to just lock in. And so I think I've been on like 7 albums with him now, 8 albums with him now.
You've been on 8 albums with him now?
Yeah, it's been good.
So Tank has never texted you, pull up.
Tank
that's
ain't
why he don't have.
So let's address this beef.
That's why he
nigga never gave me his number.
That's why he don't have no records.
Nigga ain't never gave me his number.
You see what the back call is, Tank?
Wait.
Pull
never
up.
gave me his number.
I'm at Record Plant.
No, I know what's going on.
Hey, well, you know what's crazy? Hey, crazy story one time, man.
Is it Fine by Me?
Fine by Me.
Name all the songs you if you can.
Of Chris?
After Fortune, then what?
Oh, shoot.
That many. Got it.
Stop.
Got it.
Dang. Okay, wait. Let me go back.
Because I remember being in the studio with y'all and y'all playing one of the ones
we did
that you wrote.
Okay, let's see.
And it was great. It was
after Fortune was X. So X I did I think Stereotype and X the title album, the title record with Diplo. X and Stereotype on there, and then Royalty was Discover. I was on Discover, and dang, what else was it? Or something else on there.
I got to go back and listen because
forget.
it's one in particular.
Okay.
Where we was all in the studio.
Okay.
And I was just looking at you.
But
like,
you know what's crazy is
this nigga's so
he does
cold.
so many records that it's like
it's on the album.
And okay.
No.
I'm trying to think of which one it is.
It's a joint,
bro. I remember when we're working on was it Fortune or X? It might have been Fortune. I can't remember, but I didn't realize like how late he goes, like how late he works.
Yeah.
And so I remember I had one car at the time, and actually it was a shared car with my lady at the time. And so
you don't want to have no shared car,
Hey,
brother. With Chris Brown.
Hey, bro, wait. I learned that early on, dog. Shared car. We didn't go in till like 11. Bro, like, or no, it was like 10. And she had to be at work at 6 a.m. 5:30 or 6 a.m. I remember having to whip, and I remember we were working, and I'm like, oh yeah, man, we're making great time. Like, cool. Then like 3 o'clock comes, and then like, I don't know who comes in. It might have been you. Like somebody comes in where he starts just playing.
Just running down about 30
He stops
of
the
them.
record we're doing.
Yep.
And starts playing
Yeah.
30 songs.
Yeah.
And that takes like another 2 hours, like
For
hour and a
sure,
half to 2
absolutely.
hours. So I
Yeah,
look
yeah.
up at the clock and I'm like, man, it's 4.
Chris has no concept of time.
Bro,
None.
I'm like, it's 4 o'clock. I might need to hit her.
Do I leave?
I might need to hit Tohana real quick. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna bring you the whip real quick. I just need you to slide me back. It's easy. Like nothing. Just slide me back up here. I lived in Sherman Oaks at the time. So from Record Plant to Sherman Oaks, maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Get there, nigga, she's already hot. Like, nigga, you woke me up at 4 o'clock. I gotta be at work at 6. You just woke me up at 4 o'clock to drop you back off with Chris Brown.
Yeah.
By the time I get back, nigga, I gotta get up and start getting ready
Baby,
for
I'm
work.
trying to change our lives. yes, baby. I need it. I need it.
You better drop
I
me
need
off.
it.
You better drop.
You going too far. I'm trying to smooth it out.
No,
I'm
fuck
saying you
that.
better. And listen, he's saying all that fuck that, but he not saying that in real life.
You want to get out of this 9 to 5?
Hey,
You want to go to Tulum?
you wanna get
Drop me off.
drop me off?
Hey, he only saying that when he's really mad.
Yeah, you gotta push me.
You gotta
dude.
get pushed.
You gotta
on
push-
it.
You gotta push me before.
Hey.
Once I go there, though, I'm gone. I'm running off the list of cool
Off
shit
the
that
list.
we do as a result of you
All right,
dropping
so
me off.
listen here. Yo, that's hilarious.
She get up though.
Fact, bro, what you mean? Took me right back up there.
Come on, man. Shout out to her, man.
100%. She dropped me off back up there at like 5. It's about 5 at this time.
Shit.
And I think we didn't live still till like 7 something. She was definitely going to work. But that was when I learned early on, I need to sell some more songs so I can get a car.
Yeah.
I need to get a car. And so, but we ended up locking in. And he's been one of like the longest standing collaborators. That are like, it's like 7 or 8 albums that we've done.
So you get the call. You always get the call.
By him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Always by him. And again, not like it's also been like, that's why again I put there's so much value in the creative community, man, that we don't like. A lot of this is word of mouth, and it's I have a good time working with, like, I liked what we did, and I like being around, like, come in, let's do some more. Like, it's a lot of that, you know what I mean? So
No, your name is in really high standing.
Yep.
I
It
take
just
I
it
take
is,
pride
bro.
in that. I
It
take
really
pride in
is.
that.
Like, I've never met anybody that's like, that nigga Dewain. And
take
you hear
pride
that
in that.
about
A lot of people.
the majority of this shit.
When you really look at it, your name is really all,
That's all you got.
and
all you got.
it's almost like a credit. It's either you got good credit or you got bad credit. If people hear your name and they like, nah, man.
But see, here's another part of that too, right?
Yeah.
It's like you can be very, very gifted and not check the
facts.
the character box.
Yep.
But
True. Very true. Dang.
it's such a limited run when they finally find reason to not let you
To
back
not
in
let
that
you back in.
because they don't really want you in that
Dang,
room.
to begin
They're
with.
They want
tolerating you.
They're tolerating you.
Dang.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So the fact that you have the combination of gift and character is like
Wow.
That's why you're always gonna get the call.
Man. Wow.
Like and deliver. Like
I appreciate
there's an art to being a joy to be around.
Yeah.
Right.
There's an
Yeah.
art to that, man.
I
There's an
agree.
art to walking
agree.
into a room and being appreciative that you're there,
Yeah.
working like it and acting like it and delivering like it.
Yeah.
I think also too, like, everybody's not a good collaborator.
Yep.
So, well, I mean, which is, I guess, is really essentially what you were saying, but everybody's not a good collaborator. So being a co-writer, writing with, if you're not just doing 100%ers, if you ain't printing this thing out here, if you're writing with other people, you have to also know the personalities that you're working with. Some personalities, you have to be able, you might be an A-type personality, but you have to know, like, there's certain people that I work with where I know I need to let them get out whatever it is that's up there. I know for me, I'm not gonna lose it. That's there. I know how to. I'm tapping into what I need to tap into. But there's certain people you work with where it's like, if you don't let them just get it out, they lose it, and then you no longer have them in the room. They're no longer there. They're there, but they're no longer there. You know what I mean? So to bring the best out of who you work with, you have to know the personalities that you're working with, and what brings the best out of that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of that goes into
That's a
it.
skill in itself, though.
Yep.
Man.
That's a skill in itself.
Because you have to listen, you have to watch, you have to
100%.
observe, and then you have to note that.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
and like he said, and still be able to keep your thoughts.
Your thoughts, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because people get lost in there. It's still like, oh damn, what was I?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you can identify that's that type of personality and that type of person, you're like you said, let them flesh theirs out.
Yeah, 1,000%, man.
And then you know who you
1,000%.
can and can't work with.
Boom.
And then as we're speaking specifically to Chris Brown, you got to put your track shoes on.
Woo. The boy is different, man.
And he's on to the other song.
This shit
He's
moving.
different.
This shit moving fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's different. Cause how old was he when y'all like met him or when y'all worked with him?
14?
14.
He was 14.
Yeah, maybe 14 turning
Started at the
15.
beginning.
Which is also too, like, this is, I think people don't, they don't take into account, like, 14 years old, being thrown into a music industry where you're like, I remember him telling me early on, I think he might have been like 15 something, but when he was just like, they send him to Atlanta and he's working with, I forget who all he was working with.
Yeah, you get that record deal and
yeah.
they trying to find it. for you.
Bruh.
Yeah.
But he's telling me like where they taking him to and some of the stuff he's extracurriculars that's, and I'm like, as a 15-year-old or 14, 15-year-old, like, how do you deal with the fact that like you're going from, cause his story is crazy. Like, like it was almost overnight for him, like from playing basketball on his school team to no. You about to go do this. You know what I'm saying? But y'all saw it early on with him. And I feel like he's different, man. Most people you probably wouldn't even know, you wouldn't hear from them anymore. You're like, what in the world? Like if they had gone through and started that early and then really going through a lot of the stuff that bro is going through. I think the tenacity and the determination and the resiliency, like to keep doing you, and not only keep doing you, but there's something to, whether you're a Chris Brown or you a Tank or Dewain or Jay, whoever, there's something to also knowing how to separate, okay, am I trying to please no, I'm not trying to please. Let me work for and do who I know rocks with me, and just like, that's one thing with Chris is I'm like, Chris knows who his fans are. Chris ain't trying to win over new fans. What? I'm not trying to win over new fans. I know what that's about.
Yeah.
I know who's there. I know, let me put 100% into that.
Do you take that same mindset as a writer?
Absolutely. I don't need to win anybody over. Absolutely not.
You're just trying to write the best song you can.
That's it. If you like it, you like it. I love it. Great. But I'm not trying to win anybody over. If I can show up and be the best me, if I can be better than I was yesterday, job, mission accomplished.
You still write every day?
Absolutely.
Every day.
And maybe not Saturdays or Sundays. Maybe.
Oh, so now you okay?
Maybe not
you
Saturdays
reverse.
and Sundays.
Okay, with
Weekends off.
the entertainment now. is during the week.
Because
Hey,
you gotta
On
understand
the
something.
weekend, he turns the TV off.
No. On the weekend, he turns the TV on.
it's reversed.
No,
Because he's off.
It's
Hey,
reversed.
that's
He don't write.
No.
He writes during the week.
Hey.
He's still in Suzuki piano class during the week. And then on the
He's just his own
weekend,
entertainment.
He's his own entertainment, bro. I love what we do. I have a love for it. I absolutely love. It's something we're not doctors. We're not we're not anything like that. But the amount of your brain that you have to use every day to get up and come in and do what we do and come up with something. You have to make something every single day that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
It's not out there yet.
It's called magic.
It's magic. You have to literally go.
Real magic.
You have to
It's
wake
magic.
up every single day
magic.
and invent something that does not exist,
Yeah.
We have a friend.
bruh.
We have a friend. Very accomplished, very successful doctor.
Mm.
Dr. Irfan.
Come on, man.
Calls himself Dr. Superman.
Come on, Dr. Superman.
He told me one time, he said, I retired a long time ago.
Mm.
He said, I just work with you guys. I was like, what do you mean you just work with us? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I met him through Boys to Men.
right?
Oh shoot.
Right? And he was like, I just work with entertainers and musicians because the world needs you guys.
Wow.
And we need you guys to live as long as possible.
Dang. Facts.
And I never thought about that.
Facts.
And he like, bro,
Necessary. It's necessary.
we out in Florida, bro. Me and him riding around,
Mm-hmm.
and we just talking about music and about life and about the things that he's done in
Yep.
his business. And he says, "You guys are the only people I want to work with. I'm trying to keep y'all alive as long as possible because
That's
of
amazing.
what you guys do for the world."
For the world.
Because we always say that, like, oh, well, we do ain't brain surgery or we don't
Bro.
blah blah blah, but
it low key.
the enjoyment that music gives the world,
The relief.
I really, and the relief,
The relief.
I really
There it
had
is.
never truly thought about that until a doctor said that to
So
me.
true. So true.
He was like, I need y'all to live.
It's so true. Dang. Wow.
What do we have without musicians and entertainers? And I was like, damn, that's kind of
That's
crazy.
so true, bro. Wow. Wow. On a grand scale.
On a grand scale.
On a grand scale. That's amazing. Dr. Super.
Dr. Superman.
Dr. Superman.
Dr. Superman,
there.
man.
Shout out to Dr. Superman.
Irfan.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's our guy.
Yeah.
That's
Dr.
our guy. But
I love
it's
that.
real. It's a real thing. And for you
so
to say,
true.
I love this.
I
I
absolutely
love
it,
what I
man.
do.
Absolutely love it. And I love, like, and y'all both, y'all have both, it don't matter what genre it is, like in sync and all of the, like, bro, like, when you look at it, like, it all comes back. Like, that's when I was telling you when I was little and I thought, and I'm listening to like Michael McDonald and I'm listening, it all comes back to R&B, dog.
Okay,
Yeah.
back.
It all
It's
comes
rooted.
back. It's rooted. It's rooted. And, you put a different voice on it. And you know what I mean?
You call it whatever you want.
Call it whatever you want. You know what I mean? But that's where the root is. That's exactly where the root is. And we're amazing at what we do.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite song?
Song
Yeah. That you've written?
that I've written?
Or a proudest moment, song wise?
You know what? Probably Residuals with Chris Brown.
Is that where we're going? Is that
Because
we're gonna start off?
because Chris is the first one, like, to see him having such a moment and like with him being like the very first, to ever give me to be like, man, I don't care that you got 0 placements, like, I don't care nothing, like, and for him to always give me the call, like,
Yeah.
probably that one. Probably that one.
All right, explain this.
Yeah, give us that session.
Explain that motherfucking monster rocket shit.
Yeah, that's a different type of session.
Galactic meteor shower. Nigga.
Congrats on another Grammy for y'all too.
Appreciate
man.
you, brother.
Man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. That one That one also means a lot, man, because it's with my brothers, Black Tuxedo, Dom and Darius, who y'all, you know what I mean, have always taken under y'all's wing. You know what I mean? I was telling Eric Dawkins this the other day, especially with them, man. I say Chris, it means a lot with Chris, but it also means it holds the same amount of weight because I did it with Dom and Darius too.
Yeah.
And they've been grinding just as long as I have and have never changed and have always been consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Always. And I think that goes so far. So I love that. But we actually wrote that song in 2019. Long time ago. Like 2018. Yeah, 2019. We wrote that song in 2019.
Never thought, man, maybe Tank. Maybe Tank could sing.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Well, you know what?
Did you give him the over under bite?
Hey, you know what?
That's the nigga I killed.
Hey, Dom and Darius, they got your number. So
Whoa!
did he throw him under?
Oh my God! I think he backed the bus up too after he threw him under it. Golly! Then your brothers, right? You raised them. Oh my God!
Them niggas never played that shit for you?
You know I would.
You know I told them niggas like 4 times. Tank?
You ever heard that?
They be at your house, right? That's crazy. I wouldn't have thought that.
Hey, bro.
It's great.
Back the bus up. It's great.
Roll them niggas. Oh, hey, he rolled them niggas. They still under there? One more time. We got them?
Oh man.
Did we get them?
They done moving. They still
Are
moving.
they moving? Okay.
That's cold.
I can't, bro. Nah, them my brothers, man.
2019.
But 2019, we did that. We did that back in 2019. And then
Did anybody else have a chance to sing it? Because if it's a record that's been sitting for that long.
no, we gave it to Chris right away.
Okay.
Chris had it right away, but Chris sat on it though. So that was supposed to be on the Breezy album.
Okay.
Chris had recorded it, and then he sat on it, and of course he did his thing to it and brought it all the way to life. Like that boy knows how to tap into whatever is necessary.
The alien frequency. Yeah.
It's different. And well, Dom, we did it. We wrote it, and then Dom sent it to the freaking legendary Eric Hudson.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
To really bring that production to life, which he did. You hear that guitar right away. It's just like, boy, this is where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chris had cut it, and then he didn't put it on Breezy, and then he ended up.
He didn't have it on 11/11.
You're right. Dang, you're right. It wasn't on there.
Because you want to know when I heard it?
When? Oh, shoot. Wait.
This motherfucker.
Wait.
Dom and Darius sitting at my house.
Oh, shoot.
As they always are. We did this crazy joint on Breezy, man. He not even putting it on the album. And I was like, let me hear it. They played Residuals.
Oh,
I said,
shoot.
Jesus Christ. I hit CB immediately.
Oh,
I said,
shoot.
Residuals, nigga? He said, no, big bro. No, it's going on. It's going on deluxe. It's going. I said, are you kidding me? Residuals?
That's crazy. I wish I knew you had done that, because I think
that's kind of how you did me on My Way. You put me on the Walmart deluxe.
You said we talk. We talking about Chris Brown right now.
I hit you tonight.
You know exactly where I was getting ready to go.
Yo, that's crazy.
That's just how the shit works. That's how the shit works, man.
But I wanted him on the album. I was like, hey, where do I put this song? We got a Target Deluxe.
Target! That's it, Target.
Jay lives at Target. He loves Target. Put Jay in Target.
Wait, so You hit Chris immediately.
Immediately.
When you hear the record.
Immediately.
I wish I knew that.
Wow.
Immediately.
I wish I knew that because I want to say
Because I hit him because I wanted to make sure
He needed it.
he needed
'Cause
it.
if you don't,
Because if you don't,
I do.
wait.
do.
I wish I knew that you had done that because Black Tux ended up giving people publishing on that record that have nothing to do with that record.
Oh. Huh.
And because from what I was told, the play was run another way. But I wish I knew that because I'm like, man, keep your publishing.
Ask him.
You know what I'm saying? No, I believe you 1,000%.
No, I'm just saying. I was like,
Jeez,
what is going on?
that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
And
Yeah,
and listen,
that's amazing.
what a song.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You want to know what else is
What
crazy?
a fucking song.
From what I was told, they also played it for Usher. And Usher passed on it. From what I was told, from what they told me, Usher had passed on it. Because Chris had sat on it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Pause. Sat on the record for a while. And
It's 2025.
I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
came out in 2024. Yeah,
Mhm.
wow.
Yep.
5 years.
Long time, man. Yeah.
Timeless.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Listen,
Thank you,
I
brother.
heard it in 2023,
That had to be, yeah. That had to be.
and I said,
What's going on?
"This is one of the most incredible records I've heard.
Man,
I've ever heard."
listen, this challenge that you listen, oh my gosh. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
I haven't seen nothing like that.
That's
and I do
great.
challenges. I have not seen nothing
Yeah,
like
nah,
this
Dang.
because this song.
Wow.
Listen, I call the soldiers. I call the soldiers in
I
the
love
camp,
that.
and they show up and get the shooting,
I
right?
love that.
But
love that.
this is different.
Yeah.
The power of Chris Brown, the power of this song, right, has brought everybody out
Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Wow.
in a way like I've never
I love
seen.
to see it.
And normally, a challenge goes and it'll just die off
Yeah,
in
yeah,
about
yeah,
3-4 days.
Yeah.
They won't stop.
crazy.
I'm still posting. I'm posting
man,
2
this
more
morning,
today.
people
That's crazy.
literally text me theirs. I'm like,
Wow.
I have nothing to do with
You're the authority,
challenge.
brother. You're the
I
authority.
cannot. You know
when
what?
They see me, they see you.
I'm gonna start texting back my Cash App.
Yo! You should.
That's what.
You definitely
And
should.
then I'll post
You
there.
want to know how much
I
a
just
static
made some
post
more
costs?
money.
You want to know how much a static post costs?
Yeah, I just made some more money.
Or you want to get on the feed?
And I'm not gonna offer Tank's feed. I'm offering mine.
I'm offering mine.
Would you like to be on my page?
That's hilarious. Hey, you know what? You'd have the Cash App right away too. They send it.
Somebody gonna
I
send me
promise
something.
you,
5
they would.
bands.
I promise.
Somebody gonna send me something. You won't get on, right?
5 bands.
Hey, I promise you. I
It'll
absolutely
be up for
promise
2
you they would.
days.
Bro, you know what? Dom and Darius were on a roll that because the day before we did Residuals, they did Go Girlfriend.
Fire.
I think.
Okay.
Shit.
I think that's what they told me.
Fire.
Yeah.
That they did that like back and Mike J, who's a nut man.
Monster.
Oh, yeah, monster.
Mike is a
Man.
monster.
Mike is one.
That's another one of our brothers.
No.
Mike
Another
is one that I want to like really win so bad.
Nah,
like
good dude.
I don't know
Amazing.
nobody
Great
like
talent.
him, man.
Amazing
Nah,
talent.
yeah.
Amazing talent.
His time for that part
Yeah.
of it is gonna
Bruh.
come too.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane, man. But yeah, they were in their bag.
Are you excited for the first performance check to come? Where you at? Ask how it be.
Ask how.
Are you anticipating
You know what?
an influx
I welcome it.
of
Yes.
capital?
I welcome that with open arms. Absolutely.
Do you have your mind on anything particular you would like to buy?
Real estate. More real estate.
More real estate.
More real estate.
Yeah, yeah.
You still think like a dentist, man.
Dwayne Senior.
If only Junior could have passed the
If
test.
only.
Only Junior could pass the
We wouldn't get these great songs.
nigga.
We wouldn't get these great
More
songs.
real estate.
More real estate.
Listen, I like what you're saying, but
Man,
I
I
feel,
learned from y'all,
I feel
bro.
like there's something else you would buy. I feel like you're gonna do the real estate. You're gonna do the responsible thing, but give me the irresponsible thing that you have to get off.
I'm not really irresponsible.
No?
Nah,
I don't
because
like it.
I don't like.
So you didn't when you got your first check, you didn't do you haven't done anything.
You
You know what I
10,000
did?
at the strip club?
No, you know what I did with my very first like decent sized check.
Yeah.
I got a car, so I didn't have to walk the record, or so I didn't have to like have my lady drop me off at record
Well,
player.
there's that.
And that was the first thing.
Did you get a nice one?
What did I get for my first? Nah, it was just at that time.
A and B car.
Yeah,
All right.
it was
'Cause
just
it ain't
like
even A to
I
Z
think it was
yet.
just like a Volkswagen at that time.
Did you at least put some rims on it?
Never. We're not gonna do anything disrespectful to it.
No?
No,
Tint the windows? nigga?
no, it came with it.
I'm trying to find the
You know what?
the bullshit.
Because somebody else had
Come on,
already
man.
owned it before you got it.
Come
on,
I
man.
got that
What-
part. He
what- you
said they
understand?
came with it. New cars don't come to it.
I know when I first
He's
got
a
my
really
first check.
responsible guy, bro.
Hey, you
Hey.
wildin'. I went to the strip
Hey.
club.
You know what?
They got to know I had
Oh, you
it.
went to buy it,
What?
the strip club.
No, I went to the strip club and showed them that I can afford it.
To be there, not to buy it.
Did I buy it?
No, you never bought the strip club.
Not that. No, that time.
Can we just say he bought it?
Can we just say
We talking about something else.
no? He,
No, I ain't buy none of that stuff from them girls.
My new guy. Yo, crazy.
Ask nicely.
oh man.
Yo,
After
bro.
all this tipping, feel like I'm doing a little something. What you thinking? Give me a hug.
Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my lord.
All that
What?
to say,
Bruh.
you better than me.
You bet.
Hey, if I had a residuals
Hey.
check on the way,
You know what?
shit.
You know what? And when I tell you,
Don't listen to him.
like
bro.
watching his
Mike
performances.
I need 2 sections of live. I need 2.
One for me and one for my wife.
What? No, let me live, man. Let me pretend like
We need 2
I'm
seconds of
saying
it.
wow.
if I'm Dewain.
If you mean.
Not you.
me, man. Me.
Because he got the residuals that are actual residuals.
I'm just
guys.
saying, if I had the
Hey,
residuals of residuals,
Hey,
residuals are residuals.
bro, the residuals of residuals.
Yeah.
Man, his performance of that, man.
incredible, untouched, unmatched.
And I love like the whole aesthetic of it.
Yeah.
Like with the mic came like I
Yeah,
was
When I
just
saw
like,
him
red
doing it
mic.
in show, I said, I don't even think he knows how special that moment is.
dang.
No, it was real.
Because
Dang.
it got
I didn't get to
snatched-
see it live.
It got
I didn't
snatched
get to-
out of the universe.
Man.
It wasn't like, oh, Chris saying to himself
Yeah.
or the team saying, okay, this is the moment that's going to go viral
Yeah.
and then it's going to snowball.
Right.
It was just special.
Dang.
And the universe said, what the fuck is that?
Dang.
And I said to myself, a long time ago, even having conversations with him, I was like, bro, if you ever just stop, I was like, listen, you can wiggle your ass off. Nigga, you're the dancingest nigga I've ever seen in my
Ever,
life. Nigga,
ever.
you most acrobatic, nigga,
Ever.
Nigga, I said, but if you ever just stop and just sing,
Yep.
Sing.
Yep.
they are going to fall the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because you got to have the P
Yeah.
with the W, right? You got to have the pip with the and the wiggle, right?
No, what
Because now we got the
Pimpin'
PAW.
and
Now
wiggling.
Chris got the PAW. Because he always had the pimp
Hey,
and the
bro.
wiggle. Now that's the pimping. That's singing at the mic like that. That's
Come
the
on
pimping.
now. Come on now.
That is the pimping.
Oh my
He's him
God.
standing there with that microphone, giving them time to just
Man.
watch and observe,
Yeah.
and appreciate.
Yeah.
I was in concert like this.
Man.
Jesus Christ.
Dang,
Now,
man.
now it's every level. Now he's mastered every level.
I would have loved for him to sing that at the
Say
Grammys.
it. Say it one more time.
At the Grammys.
Thank Oh my God.
I would have I think
It was- we needed it.
it would have been insane.
Our R&B is it R&B representative.
Yep.
Our R&B
That was it.
representative.
Yep.
We needed that.
That was it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it for him, and me and Black Tux as well. Again, like those are my brothers.
Yeah,
Like,
congratulations.
Appreciate y'all,
Before I
man.
get into this
Yeah,
thing
yes,
real
sir.
quick, I just want to talk to you about you.
Yes, sir.
You as an artist, you as a singer.
Mm.
What does that look like for you, man? Are you going to? I mean, it's
You know
it's
you have
tough
on dance
because
records and shit.
You know what?
what I mean?
Accidentally, like
right, but I'm saying, do you capitalize on that? Because you have insane musical moments
Thank you,
as a creative,
Mm.
and your voice and your sonic and your signature, it's already vibrating at a level to where you can just jump right in if you.
I have been thinking about like what that looks like. You know what I mean?
And I like the dance. You know, that's my area. So
but you know
I love
what?
that.
That has all that like accidental, and it's
Yeah.
just like. But it's been amazing, especially the ASCAP chase from it. You know what I mean? But tapping into we did a record last year for this artist named Zara Larson on she's a British artist, really big British artist over there. But we did a top 15, top 10, I think it was, record for her called On My Love with David Guetta last year. And writing the record, it was one of the dopest things that I saw from somebody like Guetta. We're writing a song. He brought in the music that he wanted for the track for it. And he's like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. So write the song, but then we attack the verse like from a pop angle. Well, you know, a dance angle. He comes in and he's like, no. This is what I want. And he plays the most soul. I don't even know it's something from the like 70s, like a mother voice, like, like super strong, like, you know what I mean? And then that was the approach I took on the verse for Zara. And then he comes in, he's like, yes. It was a super R&B. It was an R&B verse all the way through and through. He's like, yes, this is it. And then she cuts it. And then it doesn't, it's what we were saying earlier, it doesn't come off so R&B for her to where her audience is like, it's too R&B, but it's an R&B. I wrote the whole thing, like approach-wise, we wrote the whole verse as an R&B soul record, you know what I mean? So I think it's what, again, it all comes back to that. There's a group, and I'm talking, that's on the dance front. Then on the country front, there's a group called They that I did a lot with on their last couple albums. But we did an album in 2021 called The Amanda Tape. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. It's an amazing project. But we do the Amanda Tape, and then the amazingly talented Casey Musgraves in Nashville hears the project, and then she reaches out, and she's like, hey, love this Amanda Tape. Would y'all be down to do a week with me in Nashville? Go out and do a week with her in Nashville, and then we end up being the only, not only outside writers, Black. Drew Love, Dante, and myself, the only Black people on that whole country album. It went number one country album. But we were the only Black people that she brought in. She does everything with just her team. But she did that, and then she was like, yo, are you okay if I just leave your backgrounds on the record? I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's like the song starts off with me.
With you.
And then her, and I'm like, absolutely. Then she jumps on a record with them, with the group They, and she features on there. So it's just, it all comes back to R&B. It always is gonna come back to R&B. When you look at like the Biebers and all, it all, you know, NSYNC, all that, like R&B. Y'all were probably writing R&B songs when y'all were doing that stuff. You know what I mean?
For sure.
The approach on it.
For
you know
sure.
what I mean?
For sure. I mean, it you know, it's just you. Whoever's singing.
And you put a different sonic on it. It changes.
A little bit of a different
you know,
sonic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you're gonna tinker with being an artist. You're gonna try to.
We're gonna
flex
figure out what that
muscle and
looks
see what it
like.
looks like.
Yeah, we're gonna see what that looks like. Yeah. I think so.
I mean, listen, because it's. I always say, even I tell Dom and Darius, I said, listen, it's something to being in the crowd and seeing your song perform in a way that's life-changing to
Yeah.
everybody in that room.
Yeah.
And then there's something to you actually being on the stage, singing that song,
Dang.
that is changing the lives of everybody in that room.
Wow.
So it's like,
okay, sorry, because I don't know like how far your discography goes back, but it was Maybe I Deserve your first like hit?
yes.
Okay. You know, you talk about how music can take you back. Like, Maybe I Deserve. I remember that in, I think, 8th grade. Like, that, like, boom, that's a core memory. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, Maybe I Deserve, Slowly. Oh, my gosh. Bro, honestly, and I think it comes back to, again, what I said about you have to love what it is you do. That's longevity. When you really look at it, how many people do you know that started when you were starting that are still doing this? And not out of, you know what I mean? Like, because they can. It's not a lot. I can guarantee you, and I don't even know for sure, but I can guarantee you it's not a lot.
I love all of this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You what happens is, and what I've noticed is that the one thing that can happen is you can get burnt out with the process
Man.
of creating
Yep.
and coming up with new and
Yep.
rebranding and
Facts.
and long studio hours and photo shoots,
Dang.
video shoots. Like, all of these things can get tiring and old. And
Wow.
even though you love the music, the idea of it, the the initial reason why you fell in love with it, but
Right.
everything surrounding it drains you. It can take from you. I can only speak for them. I do not speak for me.
Come on now.
I love
love
all
that.
this shit.
That's amazing, man.
And
But it shows, though.
And I keep up with all of it.
It shows.
Whether it be production, whether it be
That's fire.
whether it be drip, whether it
That's
be
fire.
staging, whether it be lighting, I'm in tune with all of it.
But that's also a common thread that I find amongst a lot of the greats is you don't feel like you're done learning. Like, you stay learning. I feel like the ones who are great and absolutely able to like keep doing, they stay learning. I feel like
That's it. No, that's it.
whether that's surrounding yourself with people, I don't even want to say younger, but just like that do something that you don't necessarily do. Is it a younger thing or
No,
is
I think it's somebody who's active and currently in the
active?
space.
Oh yeah, active.
Yeah.
Yeah. Facts. And then that's the beauty in it, to be able to look at somebody that does something totally different than the approach on it is different than your approach. But then you're able to take that and say, and look, bro, I remember the first time I worked with Kenny with Babyface. And I'm like, we're writing the song, and I'm like, and he's like, yeah, that. And I'm like, you sure? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, nah, I like what you said. He's like, no, that's it. I'm like, all right. So then we finished writing it, and I'm thinking he's about to go in the booth and sing the song. He's like, okay, going in the booth.
Get to it.
I said, excuse me? It's like, I said, you're not.
Let's go.
Bruh. I was like, oh, shoot. I'm expecting him to go
Because
in.
he's inspired. He's like,
Right.
It was the most insane, absolutely insane. But that's why I feel like has been able to do it for so long too.
Absolutely.
You know.
All right.
See that's play by ear. That's not Suzuki. That's not Suzuki.
That's Suzuki.
That's what I needed to be. That's what I needed to be doing.
Wayne, we want to get into some music that has shaped and molded your R&B career on the weekends. As you would deny the pleasure of the nuance
On the weekend.
of sexy and the relationship during the week, you have had enough weekends to catch up. We now implore you for information here on the R&B Money Podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We call that your
Call it.
top 5.
Yes, sir.
Your top 5. Top 5. Your top 5 R&B Singers, R&B Songs. We've got to know before you go. Here on the show, everybody got to know your top five. Yes. Right on. Top five.
Oh my God.
Your top five.
Sexual Chocolate. That's amazing. That's amazing. Jesus. Yeah, that ain't Suzuki, boy. That's the play by ear. That's where I needed to be. I should have told Dewain Senior. I'm going to show that to Dewain
That's your
Senior.
Yuki.
I already know what Dewain Senior was. That ain't no organ.
That ain't
I
That
know.
ain't-
That's exactly what
Ain't
he
no
gonna
way
do.
that's
ain't no organ.
That ain't no organ.
That ain't no goddamn organ.
He not gonna cuss.
Oh, that's,
I mean, that ain't. What do you mean that?
nah, he wouldn't cuss, but he
Dewain
would.
Senior, bro.
Dewain Senior.
Oh my God.
He gonna probably cuss me out about the money conversation.
y'all don't know
Let me
that
holler at
Dewain.
J Valentine for a second.
Y'all know Dwayne. Like, I know Dwayne. Senior got a mouth on him, boy.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh,
Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Listen. All right, now listen. Now he be like, yeah, all right, Tank cool. Let me still holler at Jay. Hey, the organ is crazy. The first organ on R&B Money, gotta be. Oh, shoot. Oh, come on now. Come on now. PAW. That's crazy. That's
for
crazy.
senior. That was for senior.
That's for senior. Shout
That's
out
for senior. Shout out senior.
senior.
See
Amazing.
why we don't got no organ.
Brother Dwayne,
Yes, sir.
your top five R&B singers.
Singers.
Yep.
Singers. Okay. I tried to remember this.
Throw it out. Yeah, get to it.
Yeah, I might need the phone.
Get to it.
Wait. Okay, one I know off the top of my head. Brandy.
Love that. Mm-hmm.
Charlie Wilson.
Yeah.
The crispy man himself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Stokely from Mint Condition.
You better get out of my bag.
Stokely.
Leave
Listen.
my bag alone.
That man,
That man.
Special.
I don't know if he gets enough love.
He don't.
They don't get it.
He don't.
That was actually my first like concert. I was in high school, junior high school with Titus. We got it. I think it was Nissan Stewart that was on tour with him and Genuine. This was like probably 97, somewhere around there. But yeah, we high school. He was the first one. I was just like, and he was on the drum. He did a double drum. He had a double drum set. Him and Chris Dave.
Dave. Yep. Monsters.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah.
Okay, and then number 5. He's technically not R&B, but he like put me onto a just anyway. J Moss.
Cold blooded.
J Moss.
Cold blooded.
J Moss was just like there was when I was growing up. Kim Burrell was the thing that like showed me a whole new way of
Whole new
singing,
world. Yeah.
a whole new world.
Yeah.
And then I remember at this PAW convention one time, they had the talent shows, nothing but adults, and it was for a cash prize, and I got up and sang "Try Me Again," and won the talent show for the PAW or whatever, and she was just the first thing that like showed me a new way, and then there was J Moss, and I just had never. I was just like, what in the world?
So I'm gonna
His harmonies.
I'm gonna bless your soul today.
Oh shoot! Hold on.
No, not right. I got, just
Okay.
remember. I'm
Okay.
gonna I'm gonna bless you today.
Okay.
Top 5 R&B songs.
When You Touch Me by Brandy.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Yep.
Why
Great
not?
song.
Yeah. Shout out LaShawn Daniels.
Come on now.
And right, that was LaShawn Daniels, right?
Rodney?
Okay.
LaShawn?
And Rodney, yeah.
To this day.
Special record.
Brandy was the like closest thing to a church vocal, but R&B. I felt like
100%. She put it in perspective.
she put it in perspective. 1,000%.
She put it into that song
Yep.
format that was like, oh, you can get this
You can get this off. Absolutely.
in a way that
Yep.
it is classic. It is mind-boggling, but it's also classic
It was
at the same
classic.
time. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Brandy, When You Touch Me. That whole album was fire. Okay. Always and Forever, Heat Wave.
Why not? Why not?
Shout out Rod Temperton.
Yeah.
Come Back to Me, Janet Jackson. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
I love that fucking
he's a
song.
jam.
Something about that.
Yeah.
It's everything about it.
Everything about that. I've got to meet them one day. Like, I've never met them, but they.
The nicest
Cool,
guys.
yes.
Oh, you
coolest ever.
can
Yeah.
you can look
They're
at
so
them and
cool.
tell that,
Coolest
right?
ever.
They're so unaffected by the mega everything that they've done in their career. Like they're not. Yeah.
Them
It's
and
nice dude.
Kenny and LA, like
Yeah.
Coolest ever.
top of the top.
Yep.
Top of the top for me.
Yep.
Like, okay, how many is that? Two?
3.
3? Oh, okay. Listen, we moving. Whenever, Wherever, Whatever, Maxwell.
Yeah.
What a song.
Yeah.
What a song.
Wow.
That's a great song.
What a song. And then number 5. Ooh, shoot. Oh, man. Dang, dog. 5 is crazy. What?
Come on, just one more. One more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. All right. This is tough. Okay, I'm going to say Get Here, Olita Adams. Get Here by Olita Adams.
Love that song.
Yeah. Something
Love
about
that
that.
song.
Something about that song. Yeah. Something about that
You're
song.
definitely a songwriter.
Man, listen.
You're a
Yeah.
fucking songwriter.
5 is tough. 5
It
is
is.
tough, man.
Those are great fucking tunes.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cause
you can throw residuals in there if you felt like.
oh
it. You don't have to.
shoot.
You
All
don't have
right.
to be shy about it.
Hey,
you know
well,
what I'm
shoot.
saying?
From one of the goats himself.
Yeah,
I'll
you
take
know,
that.
I promise you, you do not
I'll
have to
take
be
that.
shy about
And residuals.
Yes, sir.
Let that motherfucker ride.
I'll
nigga.
take that. I'll take that.
All right, let's make a Voltron. You're super R&B artists, right? And so with your super R&B artists, you have to decide which vocal from an artist you're gonna put there, performance style, styling, the passion of the artist, and then who gonna write for this motherfucker?
Oh,
Now, since you
shoot.
a real writer. One
Okay.
vocal to make your super R&B artist, just one.
All right, whose vocal it would be?
Who's vocal?
Who the singer?
Dang.
Who the singer?
Joe.
Yeah.
You dirty mother.
Great vocal.
Joe.
Great vocal.
He's another one I feel like doesn't get a lot of praise for some reason. But Joe.
On R&B Money Podcast.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
He's revered
Let's go.
as a him.
That's him. I love that.
Performance style.
Chris Brown.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Chris Brown.
Easy, light work. Styling,
Like drip.
the drip on stage, yeah.
Dang.
Performance drip.
I might have to go Chris again.
Why not double?
Might
up?
as well.
Why not?
So like, yeah, he just gets
Nah,
it.
fly nigga.
Yeah, it's a fly name for sure.
Yeah, double breezy. Okay. The passion of the artist.
What if I,
Who mean it?
what if I said Luther for the drip? That would have been crazy. The sequence.
Hey, Luther. Hey, man, listen with the Jerry curl.
Listen,
Yeah.
We going breezy though. All right, what's the next one?
the passion of the artist. Who mean it? The heart of the artist.
Marvin Gaye.
Why
Yes,
not?
sir.
Marvin Gaye.
Yes,
Shit,
sir.
That man.
Real passion.
meant every word.
Real passion. Hear my dear?
Yeah.
Hear my dear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, didn't he write that? Was it for his wife?
Well, he
was a
had
settlement.
he had to give her
For-
settlement
yeah.
Gave
for
her
the
the album.
divorce.
Here,
yeah.
my dear.
That's what it was.
Here,
Dang.
take this.
Yeah.
Get off my back.
That's crazy.
Who's writing
Get
for
off
this
my
artist?
back.
Who's writing for this artist?
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Why not?
Easy.
Why not?
That's easy money.
Easy money.
That's easy money.
Generational smashes.
5 is hard,
Shit.
man.
Generational smashes.
Let's go.
All right, let me see.
What else you got, champ?
You know what? No.
All right.
Fuck all that. Here we go. I ain't saying no name. 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 Who you is? What you did? Don't say shit. I ain't saying no name.
Oh my God, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, that's crazy.
We at the very important part of the show
Okay.
where you tell us a story, funny or fucked up, or funny and fucked up. The only rule to the game is you can't say no name.
Not a one.
No names. So there was an artist I was working with. This was early on. I might have been out here maybe a year out here, I think. Mega artist though, huge, like internationally. Like I had been working with him for maybe we'd worked a few times, and so we were around the same age, I think, but I was living in North Hollywood at the time, off of Magnolia and Denny. You know where that Ralph's is? You know where that, like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right off Magnolia and Denny. So I would take the North Hollywood train station. I did public transport my whole like first year out here. So I would take that. I would take that. We were working at Henson Studios off of La Brea.
Yep.
So I took the train this one day to from North Hollywood to Hollywood and Highland. So from Hollywood and Highland to the station to Henson Studios was maybe a 20-minute walk, I think. A 25-minute walk, something like that. So I walk it, I get to the studio, we working. And we working. Now I know what time the trains and the bus stop running. So so we working, and it gets to be around like 11 o'clock. And again, I've worked with this person for a handful of times at this point. But the pride in me, I guess it was, would not ever let me even think about asking this person for a ride home. So I'm kind of watching the clock, and I'm like, train gonna stop here in a bit. I need to wrap this up. So we wrap up around 11:30. I'm like, all right, cool. Say my goodbyes, and I'm just like, yeah, boom, put my backpack on. And I called myself like leaving out of the studio, okay, I'm gonna get out of here before they do. I get out, and as I start walking, and I'm getting close to the gate, I like hear him come out, and I'm like, oh, he got out that quick? Okay, so I like duck off to the side so he can't see me walking. And I'm like, okay, I can't let them see me walking. Just the perception, I'm like, he gotta think I drove up here, so I'm like, duck off. And as he drives by, I'm just kind of like, I'm like, and he drives out of the gate. I'm like, cool, boom. So I'm like, booking it, sweating to the Hollywood and Highland station. And as I pull up, they let the gate down. They done running the train for a night. I live off of Magnolia and Denny in North Hollywood. I didn't have enough money for a cab. Uber wasn't even running then. I didn't have enough money for a cab. I'm like, well, I guess we're walking to North Hollywood. Then I'm walking alongside the 101 at midnight off the Cahuenga Pass, and I'm just like, bruh, God, just don't let me get hit. Don't let me get hit right now. Bro, I get to Barham. I get to Barham. And I'm like, I get to Barham. I'm like, I was like, okay, I made it. There's a sidewalk. I made it to a sidewalk. Now I ain't gotta get to Barham. I'm like, checking my change. I'm like, oh yeah, I think we got enough to. All right, we got enough to get to Magnolia. So I catch a cab. We get to Lankershim and Magnolia. No, almost to Lankershim and Magnolia. And I'm watching the meat. Boy, I'm eyeballing that joint. So I'm starting to sweat. I'm kind of like, nigga, this don't look like this $12 is going to get me all the way to. So I'm watching the joint. And we stop at a stop line. I'm like, okay, hopefully the meter stops. Nigga, the meter's still running. Going. I'm like, and he starts driving, and I'm like 2 cents away from what I got in my pocket. I'm like, yeah. Okay, oh, yeah. All right, right here. Let me out right here. He's like, you sure? I was like, I'm sure, sir.
I promise you.
If you want this money,
you want to get paid.
If you want to get paid, I think you're sure too. So he let me out right there, bro. I walked the rest of the way to my apartment. And so, funny enough, I'm working with the same artist a few months back. And I tell him the story. I'm like, bro, do you know when we were first working, like, I told him the story. And his dad was out at dinner with us. And his dad was a big manager too. His dad said, why didn't you just ask for a ride? I had an office in Henson. Why didn't you just ask for a ride? I said, I wasn't about to ask y'all for no ride, sir. I said, and honestly, you know what? If I do it all over again, I probably still wouldn't ask for a ride.
Right.
Because the perception for me was it was bigger than my pride. You know what I mean? So I was just like, or the same as my pride, I guess. But I was like, yeah, I said, if I do it all over again, I probably still wouldn't ask for a ride because I wanted y'all to just look at me as I'm here for this, and you know what I mean. You didn't need to know that I walked here from. And the crazy thing is, he lived in Toluca Lake. It was right around the corner. He definitely would have, bro. He lived in Toluca, like literally right by Brian's old condo, right off Ledge, bro. Lived right there. But it's so funny. So that goes back to, you remember when you said, what'd you first get with your money that you forgot? I got a car, so I wouldn't have to drive, so I wouldn't have to
walk
or worry about not being able to catch.
Jump out on the taxi.
Hey, jump out on the taxi, bro.
That's the grind.
Doing the tuck and roll on the taxi is wild.
I pulled up one time at Atlantic when they were off of the Diane Warren's building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This was around the same time I'm taking public transport, and I'm like sweating. By the time I get to the session, like my manager at the time, I was with Tom LaFay at the time. Mm-hmm. So Tom hits me like, D, where you at? Like they asking where you are. I'm like, oh, I'm almost there. And so I walk in and I'm drenched sweat, shirt just drenched sweat. And so, but nobody said nothing to me. So all right, I get to working. So then Tom hit me later. He said, I said, everything went good. He was like, oh, okay. He was like, yeah, they were pressing me, wondering where you were, but then they said you walked in sweating and smelling like outside, and they didn't say nothing. They just like, oh, he had to hurry up and get here. Like, he went through a lot to get here. You know what I mean? But that was my story.
That's how bad you wanted it.
Bro, it's how bad I wanted it, man. And again, like, I wouldn't have done it any other way, though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I would have done it this exact same way. Bro, there's one other one. This one's short.
What you do?
This is a producer that we all know that I had just left the studio, so I didn't see this happening, but I was told about it like this day. There was another, this producer kind of set up shop at this studio, like, and when I say shop, like low key living there, like it's kind of like we sleeping here too. Mm-hmm. And so this producer I know was working late one night, and then the other producer I'm talking about, I guess thought nobody else was there at the studio, like it's just him. So he had a little beat down in the joint. So finished doing what he was doing, and he walked out of one room. The other producer who was still working there that he didn't know was still there, he walks out of the room, and the producer walks out butt naked with church socks on. Black church socks on.
Gotta have them church socks on.
and so the other producer looks at him, and they look at each other, and he look back, he look at each other, he said, church socks? And it just goes on there.
That's great.
And we know who this is too. It's crazy.
This is great.
What we doing?
It's great.
This is great.
All right, butt naked. All right, church.
This is great.
Stacey Adams hosiery? Is that what we doing?
Crazy, bro. I was like, oh, I'm glad I missed that one, bro. I'm glad I missed that. He was like, yeah, it's crazy.
Bro, you've done some amazing work out here.
Thank you, brother.
You continue to do amazing work.
Appreciate you.
My brother, we hear you, we see you, and I'm glad that we're able to magnify and amplify that, man. And more importantly, like put a real face to the name.
Yeah,
my man.
You deserve to be walking in the airport and walking through the mall, and people like, that's that guy that did X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Wow.
You deserve that, man, because your presence is of value, and that's why we have you here, man.
Thank you, brother.
So
Appreciate you.
please keep doing that shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I definitely will. And I'm gonna talk to Black Tux, and we're gonna get you that next record.
I'm just saying. I'm around. I'm around.
Absolutely.
He's hating on me for a long time. These young niggas. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tank.
I'm nobody's hating on him. J Valentine.
And this is the R&B Money Podcast, the authority on all things R&B. It's been Pentecostal up in here.
Yeah, pimping and wiggling.
Pimping and wiggling. Only on the weekend. Dewain Whitmore Jr.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.